programs at this time, I will give you the changes and corrections that we have. If you'll turn to race 2. Race 2, you may scratch the number 3 horse, Midnight Western. Midnight Western is out of race 3. Or race 2, rather. Midnight Western, number 3, is out of race 2. Number 5, Jim Ella, change the driver to Emmanuel Miller. Emmanuel Miller will drive number 5, Jim Ella. Turn to race 5. Race 5, number 4, Chart Surfer, make the driver Emmanuel Miller. Change the driver to Emmanuel Miller on number 4, Chart Surfer in race 5. Turn to race 6. Race 6, number 4, Western Sky, change the driver to Emmanuel Miller. Emmanuel Miller will drive number 4, Western Sky in race 6. Turn to race 7. Race 7, number 3, Miss Big Gal, change the driver to Curtis Harper. Curtis Harper will drive number 3, Miss Big Gal in race 7. Number 5, Vanellope, change the driver to Wyatt Farmer. Wyatt Farmer will drive number 5, Vanellope. Turn to race 8. Race 8, number 1, Deborah L., change the driver to Louis Levan. Louis Levan will drive number 1, Deborah L., in race 8. And those are the only changes and corrections that we have at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, That's Tango L, Grace's Acres, Little Flicka, Supreme Dance, and Hot Mamacita. Again, take them down there to the far turn. Then you'll get together down there, line them up in order, and parade the right way of the track and take them right onto the gate. Number 6, Collation, change the driver to Drew Neal. Drew Neal will drive number 6, Collation, in race 9.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bellefontaine, Ohio, the Logan County Fair. It's Ohio Fair Racing Conference action. 10 races on tap tonight, 9 Colt Stakes, Signature Series. I'm announcer Doug Ballinger, joined by Jay Wolf, Puppets, leading director of the Little Brown Jug. Welcome to Bellefontaine, Ohio.
Beautiful night. Much like it when the sun was behind the clouds. Yeah. This is an open-air grandstand, yes. So we have no roof over our heads. So I'm sure Mr. Clark will be keeping an eye out for pop-up storms because he'll have to scramble big time. But always a good night for harness racing.
I think that is this the second or third year back. Probably just the second. They probably about 5 or 6 years they were without racing. They just didn't want harness racing anymore, but the Ohio Fair Conference, Bill Peters contacted them, and they're back into racing. 10 big ones tonight and 13 tomorrow night.
I believe didn't they have their race one year up in Urbana?
They did. You're right. Correct.
They held their county fair races at Urbana.
I don't know if that was the year of COVID. Could have been.
We should take a moment to thank the speed committee here at the Logan County Fair. Corey Goodwin and Zeb Winter are the speed committee here, and both of them are members of the fair board. So obviously, you know, Doug, that it's very important to have volunteers and people who work the track, you know, all year round. And, you know, they do an awful lot of work for 2 days of racing and 23 races. So we want to tip the hat to them.
Looking at the track, I've not been out on it, but it looks very good. For no horses training here, which I think I'm correct on that. Our announcer tonight will be Bill Peters. Starters at Wepkenburg starting gate. Kevin Beckstead is the starting judge tonight. David Statz is our presiding judge.
Hopefully we don't have to mention their names again for something bad or controversial anymore. So more again, you know, we rattle off some of the same names, and you know as well as announcer, it would be great to get new blood in. And I know Cider Downs recently had a judges school, a 7-day judges school. So what a great gig if you were like a high school teacher or something. You could get the, you know, you can enjoy your summers coming to county fairs and getting paid for it. It would
they're going to be needing judges. There's probably 4 or 5 judges in the state. Really, there's Roger Houston does some fairs. He's got 66 years in. Bill Peters does a lot of fairs. He has 66 years in his calling races.
And you're a slacker.
I'm a slacker, 56. And Ayers Ratcliffe, I don't know if Ayers has right at 25 probably. So yes, we're going to need all kind of officials here at the fairs someday.
Here's the field for the first.
Filly Trot, going for a purse of $4,787. Number 1 is Tango L. Alma Levan Stables of Woodstock, Ohio, Rosemary Levan of Lewistown, Ohio, Megan Levan of Woodstock, and Bob Weiner of London, trained and driven by Hank Levan. Number 2 is Grace's Acres, owned by Martin Yoder of Mount Eaton, Ohio, trained by Chris Beaver, the driver, Clifton Bell. Number 3 is Lilla Flicka, owned, trained, and driven by Greg Diamond of Bell, Florida. Number 4 is Supreme Dance, owned and trained by Rosie Weaver of Beach City. The driver is Drew Neal. At number 5 is Hot Mamacita, owned by Moses Flowers Jr., Jackson, Mississippi, trained and driven by Derek Flowers.
Well, there you had the post parade, Jay. 2-year-old filly trot, Ohio Fair Racing Conference. $4,787. Field of 5, beginning with the 1 Tango L. Hank Levan trains and drives this 2-year-old bay filly by Ready for Money. 4 starts this year. Has hit the board twice, 2/3. Last time out was third, beaten 12.5. That was at Marion over a sloppy track. The mile 17-1. Tango L trotting in at 2:19-3.
Number 2 is Grace's Acres. Christopher Beaver trains this one for Martin Yoder. Clifton Bell will make the driving decisions. This one is a credit winner filly. 2 third-place finishes in 2 starts. Was third at Paulding the first time out, and last time out at Marion.
Gregory Diamond, the 3. Lilla Flicka. Diamond also trains and owns. 2-year-old bay filly by Long Tom. 2 starts this year. Has a second and a third. A little over $1,000. Last time out, finished second, beaten 8 1/4. Made a break right at the top of the stretch, trotted a mile in 17-3. That was at Marion, the 3, Lilla Flicka.
Number 4, Supreme Dance. Drew Neal will drive for Rosie Weaver, who owns this filly by Full Count. Has a second place finish last time out at Marion. Was second at the top, or the 3/4, made a break, finished second by 17, and was fourth with after a break in his first start back at Paulding.
Rounding out to field number 5, Hot Mamacita. Derek Flowers trains and drives. Moses Flowers owns 2-year-old brown filly by Uncle Peter, a $7,000 Lexington Select purchase, making her first career start. As we look across the way, Jay, the Wepkenburg starting gate has moved into position. Starter Kevin Beckstead has called him to the gate.
Gate is rolling now. Here they come. They're off and trotting. The first horse away is Grace's Acres. In there second is Tango L. Dropping in third is Lilla Flicka. Moving up on the outside fourth is Hot Mamacita, and the last horse is Supreme Dance. Now Hot Mamacita goes off stride. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark, Clifton Bell has Grace's Acres on top by a length and a half. Right there second is Tango L, driven by Hank Levan. Racing third is Lilla Flicka, driven by Greg Diamond. Trotting in there fourth, that's Supreme Dance, driven by Drew Neal. And the last horse is Hot Mamacita, driven by Derek Flowers. Past that quarter-mile mark, that's still Grace's Acres with the lead. First quarter was trotted in 33 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That's Grace's Acres by 2 lengths. Tango L is second. Lilla Flicka moves up on the outside third. Racing right there fourth is Supreme Dance, and the last horse, Hot Mamacita. Racing down toward the half-mile mark. That's Lilla Flicka on the outside with the lead. At the rail second is Grace's Acres. Moving up along the rail third is Tango L. On the outside fourth is Supreme Dance, and then comes Hot Mamacita. First half trotted in 105. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch now is Grace's Acres, who's regained the lead. Lilla Flicka trying to come back on the outside second. At the rail third is Tango L. Supreme Dance is fourth. Hot Mamacita is off stride fifth. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. On the outside, Lilla Flicka takes over again, and Tango L is going right with her. Dropping back third is Grace's Acres. Supreme Dance coming up fourth. Past that 3/4 mile mark, that's Lilla Flicka with the lead. 3/4 in 1:36. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still Little Flicka will lead, but Tango L is charging up on the outside. Racing in there third, that's Grace's Acres. Less than an eighth of a mile to go. That's Little Flicka along the rail and Tango L on the outside. Little Flicka and Tango L as they race through the lane. Now Tango L takes over. That's going to be Tango L, and here they all come. Little Flicka up for place. Looks like Supreme Dance gets up for show. A mile and 2:06.
So a patient drive for Hank Levan. Sat patiently along the rail at the start. Got the garden spot, was covered up at the half. So actually was fourth going into the first turn for the second time. But Drew Neal's horse made a bobble and then was able to go around the tiring leader at the time, which was Grace's Acres, and outsprinted Little Flicka down the lane.
Jay, that's the first win for Tango L, the 2-year-old brown filly by Ready for Money. Back half and 101 final quarter, 30 seconds. Tango L, owned by the Levan Stables. R. Levan, M. Levan, and R. Winner of Ohio. Hank Levan trains and drives. Hank is our leading driver at the fair so far this year, correct, Jay? And trainer, am I correct on that?
26 wins for Hank as a driver. Just 22, though, as a trainer. So just 22 wins. And I believe this is the 6th fair.
Actually, 5th, I think.
Okay.
5th. 5th or 6th. Either way, we got rained out today at Wilmington. They're going to start 16 races and race 32 tomorrow. 16 on each card, I assume. Start at 11 tomorrow morning.
Then there's a doubleheader, too, up at Cortland.
There's a doubleheader at Cortland, and I believe they have 9 starting roughly at noon or 1 o'clock, and then they come back in the evening. They have 12.
5:30, I believe, is the second post. I think Matt mentioned it at the last fair. I heard there's a change in Facebook, so we'll have to be on YouTube because only one event can be on Facebook at a time.
Then comes number 1, Tango L, owned by Levan Stables, Rosemary Levan, Megan Levan, and Bob Weiner, trained and driven to victory by Hank Levan.
Unofficial 1, 3, 4. It's a good time to remind everyone that programs are available at harnessracingohio.com.
Let's do a big hand here for Tango L and all concerned. First lifetime win for Tango L. Here are the official placings for race 1 from the top. Number 1, Tango L was the winner. Number 2, Grace's Acres was 4th. Number 3, Little Flicka was 2nd. Number 4, Supreme Dance was 3rd. Number 5, Hot Mamacita was 5th. Time of the first quarter was 33 seconds. The half was in 1:05. The 3/4 in 1:36 with a mile in 2:06. From the top it should read 1, 4, 2, 3, 5 on the bottom. A mile in 2:06.
Well, up next, Jay, second race, 3-year-old filly pace, $6,848. First of 2 divisions. We're going to scratch the 3. Midnight Western. Emmanuel Miller would drive the 5. Gem Ella. We'll be back to take a look at this field of 5 for the second race right after this.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
We're back here at Bellfontaine, Ohio. Doug Ballinger, Jay Wolf. Jay, we're on to the second. It's going to be the 3-year-old Philly Pacers, first of two divisions. This is for $6,848. Scratch down to a field of 5. Number 1, Alley Sweet Cake. The 3-year-old Bay Filly by Bit of a Legend. Making her 7th start, has hit the board one time this year, has a third, had 2 wins last year. A Market Tiffin is a 2-year-old of 2 minutes and 3/5. This is a $12,500 Buckeye Classic purchase. Rod Adams Jr. would drive for Jamie Weller. The 1, Alley Sweet Cake.
Number 2 is Legendary L. This one is owned and trained by, trained and driven by Hank Levan for Levan Stables, Darmerful Racing, and Megan Levan, all of Ohio. This one, last time out, it doesn't show in the program here, but last time out Friday night at Scioto Downs, won the division of the Buckeye Stallion Series in 152, so has 5 wins and 9 starts on the season and more than $20,000 and $40,000 lifetime for this Bit of a Legend and filly. 2 back was a winner by 11 1/4 lengths at Marion off the slow track.
Number 3, Midnight Western is scratched. Drew Neal will drive the 4, Ma Honey for Ty Bates. Owned in partnership by Sean McGee and Ty's wife, Susan. 3-year-old Bay Philly by Well Said, a $12,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. 8 starts this year, has 2 wins and 1 second. $5,639, a winner at Paulding. 3 back and 202 and a 5th. Has a mark as a 2-year-old at Scioto Downs of 154. The 4, Ma Honey and Drew Neal.
And number 5 is Gem Ella, which will leave from post 4 due to the scratch. Terry Henry trains this one for the owner-breeder Joyce Wagner. Gem Ella is a 3-year-old filly. Big Bam Ray has 1 qualifying start at Delaware, broke at the start and was 5th.
And running out to field number 6, Whiskey Hill. Pierce Henry, 3-year-old black filly by Racine Hill. Robert Brooks trains and owns. This a homebred. 11 starts on the year, has 2 seconds, 2 wins, a second and a third. 10,000 this year, 56 and 2 at Northfield Park. That's the 6, Whiskey Hill. We have some special guests now. King and Queen of the Logan County Fair.
I'm not sure how much work you're going to have. I'll come up here just for the heck of it.
Can you get them on camera maybe, Matt? We'll let them introduce herself. Okay, our queen this year is talk into your mic.
Hello?
Yep. What? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Knox. I'm the 2025 Logan County Fair Queen.
And the king is?
Hello, my name's Micah Ackley, and I'm your 2025 Logan County Fair King.
Are you both involved in 4-H?
Yes, I am in 4-H and FFA, and I am a graduate of Benjamin Logan, and so I was a big part of that too.
Okay. And are you involved in 4-H?
Yes, I am involved in 4-H.
So what kind of activities are you involved in then as king and queen of the fair? What do you really do?
So like the activities that I do is walk around, try to greet some people, and like represent Logan County in a good, positive way. If there's any other fair royalties that come by, we try to greet them the best of our abilities, try to go to shows and other sorts of entertainment to like greet them and try
Now,
to,
will you get to other fairs?
yes, we'll go to other fairs and try to see what they're like and try to make some new friends and new experiences.
Now, will you go to the state fair then, compete?
I won't be going to state fair most likely, but I don't know if she will or not.
Okay, you got to have anything to add to that?
Yes, so along with what Micah said, we throughout the week we introduce other fair royalty, and we walk them around, show them around, show them our best key factors about our fair, like our lamb and pork booth, cattlemen's, and just the unique things about our fair. Along with that, we also we're gonna try to go to other fairs, explore as much as we can, definitely get other ideas to impact and better our fair for the future. And during the shows, we come out, we support, we pass out ribbons and banners, and we're just there to help.
Well, enjoy your week here at the fair, at the Logan County Fair. Thanks for stopping up and talking.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Ohio, trained by Terry Henry and the driver Emmanuel Miller. At number 6 is Whiskey Hill, owned and trained by Robbie Brooks of Van Loo, Ohio, the driver Pierce Henry. The horses will go directly to the gate.
Maybe you could hear in the background Bill Peters with the post parade. We'll go through the field once again. We missed that post parade with the interview there of the King and Queen. Number 1, Alley Sweet Cake, Rod Adams Jr. drives. Hank Levan, the 2, Legendary Al, the 3 is scratched. Number 4, Ma Honey, Drew Neal. Giamella gets Emmanuel Miller. Drivers change to 5. Giamella to Emmanuel Miller. And number 6, Whiskey Hill. Pierce Henry in her sulky. Post time favorite now, both at 6 to 5. The 1, All Sweet Cake, and the 2, Legendary L. Legendary L coming off of that big mile last Friday at Sauda Downs from post 9. Went right to the front through fractions of 27 and 1, half 56 and 1 3/4, 123 and 1. Was a winner by 3 3/4. Paced the final quarter 28 and 4. And the mile 152 for Legendary L. So the field has completed their score. They're heading to the gate.
I had crown envy, so I had to leave.
They gave us a nice interview, what they have to do, and they travel to different fairs, and they're pretty busy this week here at the Logan County Fair.
They welcomed everyone here before the first race. They welcomed everyone to the harness racing, so is that better?
I know at Delaware, is it Jug or Jugette Day? They introduced the King and Queen.
Jugette Day.
Jugette Day.
So, the whole court.
The whole, yeah, I believe. Yeah. We'll pick your brain here later on about different changes at Delaware this year. How some of the races, I know you mentioned, the ladies' pace usually was on a Tuesday. It's going to be on a Sunday.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that and about how you can get Jug tickets. Little Brown Jug, one of our sponsors tonight. Gates rolling. Let's go to Bill Peters to give us a call of the second.
Here they come. The year off and pacing the first horse away at the rail is Legendary L. Up on the outside second, that's Ma Honey. Racing in their third, that is Whiskey Hill. Moving along fourth is Ale Sweet Cake, and the last horse still off stride is Gem Ella. As they head down the backside, the racing toward that quarter-mile mark. Hank Levan has Legendary L on top by a length and a half. Pacing in their second is Ma Honey, driven by Drew Neal. Racing third, Whiskey Hill, driven by Pierce Henry. Fourth is Ali Sweetcake, driven by Rod Adams Jr. And farther back, fifth is Jim Ella, driven by Emmanuel Miller. First quarter paced in 29 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, that's Legendary Owl by a length and a half over Ma Honey. Whiskey Hill right there third. A little farther back fourth comes Ali Sweetcake, and then comes Jim Ella. Front three pretty well bunched as they come down to the half-mile mark. That's Hank Levan and Legendary Owl bringing the horses to the half. Sitting in the golden chair second is Drew Neal with Ma Honey, with Whiskey Hill right there close third. First half paced in 58 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Legendary Owl. The closest horse second is Ma Honey. Whiskey Hill races in there third. Ali Sweetcake is fourth, and then comes Jim Ella. Heading down the backside toward the 3/4 mile mark. That's still Legendary Owl by a length and a half over Ma Honey. Third is Whiskey Hill, Ali Sweetcake fourth, and the last horse, Jim Ella. 128.5. First 3/4 in 128 2/5. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That's Legendary Owl with the lead. 2 lengths back second is Ma Honey. Legendary Owl and Ma Honey. Whiskey Hill trying to hold on for show position, but Ali Sweetcake is gaining with every stride on her. As they race past the stands, it's going to be Legendary Owl, and here the outcome. Ma Honey up for place, and it looks like Ali Sweetcake is going to get up for show. A mile in 1:57 2/5.
57 2 gate to wire for Legendary L.
Just 1/5 of a second off the track record.
Track record set in 2017 by Chance I Might, trainer Jim Daly and driver Jeff Nysongar. 1:57 57 2 for Legendary L, 29 seconds, 58 half, 3/4, 128. As we mentioned, Legendary L coming off a Buckeye Stallion Series win at Souda Downs, a winner by 3 3/4 in 1:52. That was an impressive mile.
Yeah. Comes right back, 3 days later and puts an impressive mile here, 1:57 2. Anytime you can break 2 minutes at a county fair, you know you're doing well, and this one did it quite handily. Hank took the lead at the start, and Ma Honey I didn't think wanted to be in the garden spot, but Drew Neal decided that was probably the best place for her. Sat right on the helmet all the way till the 3/4 pole, but Hank drew off probably by about 3 down the lane, so another good effort for Ma Honey. Hank's kids are going to go sleep well tonight. They're running from
they did
first
that
turn.
At Ottawa the other night. I knew he had a big night. I think he had 5 wins one night. And they ran to the winner's circle. I'm sure they enjoy that.
I think everyone enjoys it but Megan, because she has to carry the little one. See the back of her shirt? She has a cursive L on the back of her shirt, too. So.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Woodstock in Sylvania comes number 2, Legendary L. All by Levan Stables Incorporated, Darmaflow Racing Enterprises, and Megan Levan, and trained into a victory by Hank Levan. And Hank's tire marks are still there from the last race. And that mile of 1:57 2/5 was just a 1/5 of a second off the overall pacing track record, and that is a new track record for 3-year-old filly pacers. Let's have a big hand here for the Levans and Darmafalls and Legendary L, the winner of race 2. Here are the official placings for race 2 from the top. Number 1, Ali Sweetcake was third. Number 2, Legendary L was the winner. Number 3, Midnight Western had been drawn. Number 4, Ma Honey was second. Number 5, Jim Ella was fifth. And number 6, Whiskey Hill was fourth. Time of the first quarter was 29 seconds. The half was in 58 seconds. The 3/4 in 1:28 2/5, with a mile in 1:57 2/5. From the top, it should read 3-1 scratch 2-5-4. A mile in 1:57 2/5. A new lifetime mark for Legendary L.
Well, Hank Levan sweeps the early double. That gives Hank 27 on the year.
27 driving wins on the year.
And this is just fair number 5. So the record a little over 100. If he keeps that streak up, he's definitely going to beat that record.
For some reason, I think 114 sticks
Is
in
it
my head.
114?
So
I know about 3 years ago, Ronnie Gillespie came on the scene and did get 100. So Mark St. Louis was our champ last year. Jeff Nysonger was a champ 1 year. You don't see much of Mark St. Louis this year. He's been driving. He'll get to a fair, but maybe only with one drive. He's mainly at Scioto this year, it seems like.
So Hank takes his bike off because the horse has to go get tested. So Hank takes the bike off, walks back to their trailer, hooks another one up, and you look out and there's 2 more Levans warming horses up. Harrison and Louie are out there warming horses up for future races. So definitely a family affair. So
yeah, I talked to Hank once. How do you do it? We know you're going to be the first one out, regardless on the post parade. We don't have to call for Hank Levan. He said, "My grandpa Herb."
A good man.
Yes,
we're
taught me that.
20% of the way through. So why don't we take a break now, and we'll get some messages from our sponsors, and we'll come back and talk about the third 3-year-old filly trot field of 6. We'll talk about all 6 after these messages.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
For 100 years, the values at BNSF Insurance have been clear. Do the right thing. These values have been at the forefront of what we do, and that will never change. But as the world changes, so must our business. That's why the time is right to change our name to CoverLink. When tragedy strikes, we protect our clients, we cover. And the connection of our values of doing what is right is the link. Combine the two and you get CoverLink. While our name has changed, nothing else has changed. Great service from great people. CoverLink Insurance.
This September, the thrill returns to Delaware, Ohio. It's the Little Brown Jug. World-class harness racing, heart-pounding action, and unforgettable fun. Join the tradition. Feel the roar. Be a part of history. We have several hospitality and ticket options, including the new Jug Social Club. Please visit littlebrownjug.com or call 1-800-DEL-FAIR. The Little Brown Jug, where champions are crowned.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
Well, we're back here at Logan County Fair. 2 races down, 8 to go. Doug Ballinger, publicity director of the Little Brown Jug, Jay Wolf. We just had the spot, the Jug sponsor of tonight's races. What is the new club that's out there? Social Club?
The Jug Social Club. We were approached in the winter by the Delaware County Convention and Visitors Bureau, and they want to get more involved with the races. So they're putting together what they call the Jug Social Club, which is going to be, if you're familiar with the old heyday of the 70s and 80s, the bleachers.
Yes.
In the middle of the stretch, there is going to be a tent there, and so patrons can come and go as through that area. So that's going to be the Jug Social Club. I believe the tickets are $50, so a great opportunity. If you've never been, we always say you have to come once. You'll come for life.
Oh, yeah. I think I attended my first Jug in 1968.
See, you broke
Most
the rules.
happy fella.
I always say, people, when you say, Matt Clark, what was your first Jug? You always say the year so-and-so won. You never say it was 1980. You say, oh,
most
it was
happy
the year.
fella.
I know. See, you broke the
Okay,
rules. You're supposed to say the year most happy fellow won, and then say, I think it was 1968.
Okay.
No, it was 1970, wasn't it? Was Happy Fella? 68 would have been.
Laverne Hanover was in 69.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not going to argue
born,
with you.
I wasn't born yet.
Oh,
So
really?
No. People say, you remember the moon landing? And I'm like, no, I wasn't born yet. Then they hit me, and I go on my merry way.
Well, talking about the moon landing, this is a true story. Neil Armstrong from Walpacanetta.
Yep.
I was, what year was the moon?
69.
69?
Yep.
I went to the Allen County Fair, rode with a guy by the name of Ralph Beckstead. I would have been 16 years old, and Neil Armstrong's mom and dad were there, and he had just walked on the moon, weeks before that, and I can still remember everybody coming up, going up
congratulating them because they had this,
them.
So I will be doing the Auglaize County Fair for the OHHA, so we'll get the Moon City Trot.
Yes.
And we'll talk a lot about Neil Armstrong. I guess the only bad thing is he went to Purdue, and you can't say that here in Central Ohio. Yeah, he went to Purdue.
But back to the jug while we're real quick here. There is some changes in the race days. The ladies' pace, I know, always a Tuesday going to go on a Sunday now.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Wright, the race director, and I talked over the winter, and one of the things we had a little bit more flexibility this year on Jug Day. Obviously it's a very big day for us, and so he said I would like to keep the races to about 18 for Jug Day. So I said, well, we're going to have to move some things. So that became, well, what if we move this and what if we move that? So basically, we took the entire program and blew it up. He said there's only two rules. Jug Day will be Thursday and Jugette will be on Wednesday. Those were the only rules. So we went back and we looked, and we're going to do the Holton Driving Series. We're going to do that on Sunday this year instead of on a Tuesday. The Lady Pace we thought would get more eyes to casual fans on Sunday, so we moved that to. We just moved some things around, and one of the things we tried to do is the Ohio Fair Conference, the Buckeye Stallion Series, and the Ohio Breeders for the gait, age, and sex will all be on the same day. Okay. So there's only one, and it was the 3-year-old fillies. I think we weren't able to do it all on Wednesday, so we had to do one on Tuesday. But like the 2-year-old fillies will all race on Sunday at Delaware. So.
For race 3, this is the first division of the 3-year-old filly trot, going for a purse of $6,828. One is LT Modana, all by Gene Massey of Sycamore, Ohio, Patricia Jury and Jim Mays of Bucyrus, Ohio, trained by Curtis Massey, the driver Clifton Bell. Number 2 is School Kids Fast Girl, owned, trained and driven by Rod Troyer of LaGrange, Indiana. Number 3 is Gone in a Flash, owned by Tom Moore Jr. and Peyton Moore of Napoleon, trained and driven by Tom Moore Jr. Number 4 is Sassy Sally, owned by Heartland Acres of Walhonding, Ohio, and Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver Drew Neal. Number 5 is Kelly L., owned by Levan Stables Incorporated and Megan Levan of Woodstock, Max Perry of Mingo, Ohio, and Ed Perry of Cable, Ohio, trained and driven by Hank Levan. At number 6 is Peter Butter Cupcake, owned by Chad Sloan of Jamestown, Ohio, and Herbert Hall of Beaver Creek, Ohio, trained by Art Gillum Jr., the driver Lucas Gillum.
Number 1 is LT Madonna. Kurt Massey trains this one for Jeannie Massey and Patricia Jury and Jim Maines of Sycamore and Bucyrus, Ohio. Clifton Bell will get the driving assignment. This one is 0 for 3 on the season, but does have a second-place finish last time out with Clifton Bell in the sulky, beaten 10 1/4 lengths.
Number 2, School Kids Fast Girl. Rod Troyer owns, trains, and drives. 3-year-old brown filly by School Kids out of the Cheyenne Ray mare. Joyfully, this is a $3,500 blooded horse sale purchase. 3 starts, there's yet to hit the board in 3 starts. Lifetime earnings of $2,356.
Number 3, Gone in a Flash. Co-owned, trained, and driven by Tom Moore Jr. He co-owns this one with Peyton Moore of Napoleon, Ohio. This is a 3-year-old filly out of Uncle Peter. Has 1 second, 1/3 in 3 seasonal starts. Last year it had a mark of 158 and 2 at Scioto Downs.
Drew Neal drives the 4 Sassy Sally for Rosie Weaver. Heartland Acres and Rosie Weaver own. 3-year-old bay filly by Marseille. 7 starts on the year, has a win, 2 seconds. Little over 6,000 winner at Marion in 2:11 and 2/5. That's the 4 Sassy Sally.
Number 5 from the outside will be Caliel. Hank Levan looks to make it 3 straight here in the Buckeye State for Levan Stables. Megan Levan, Max and Ed Perry of Mingo in Cable, Ohio, has 1 win in 9 starts. That win was at Ottawa at 2:05.
And rounding out the field, the 6, Peter Butter Cupcake, 3-year-old Bay filly by Uncle Peter, a $33,000 Ohio Select purchase. 9 starts this year, has a win, a second, 2/3. Lifetime $18,500. Northfield Park this year, a mark of 158-3. They're at the top of the stretch. Let's go to Bill Peters for the call of the 3rd.
Here they come. They're off and trotting. The first horse away is Sassy Sally. Coming in there second, that's Caliel. Third, it's LT Modana. At the rail fourth is Peter Butter Cupcake. On the outside fifth is Gone in a Flash. The last horse off stride is School Kids Fast Girl. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Drew Neal has Sassy Sally on top by 2 lengths. Trotting second, that is Caliel, driven by Hank Levan. Third is LT Modana, driven by Clifton Bell. Fourth is Peter Butter Cupcake, driven by Lucas Gillum. Racing fifth is Gone in a Flash, driven by Tom Moore Jr. The last horse, School Kids Fast Girl, driven by Rod Troyer.
31 2/5.
First quarter trotted in 31 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, that's still Sassy Sally with the lead. A length and a half back second is Caliel. Trotting third is LT Modana. Racing fourth as they race down to the half-mile mark is Peter Butter Cupcake. On the outside fifth is Gone in a Flash. Now closing in sixth is School Kids Fast Girl. 6 trotters pretty well bunched as they race past the half-mile mark. That's still Sassy Sally with the lead.
102 1/5.
First half trotted in 102 1/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Sassy Sally. The closest horse second is Caliel. Moving up on the outside third is Gone in a Flash. At the rail fourth is LT Modana. Peter Butter Cupcake is racing fifth, and the last horse, School Kids Fast Girl. Going to that 3/4 mile mark, that's Sassy Sally by about 3 lengths over Caliel, with Gone in a Flash now third.
133.
3 quarters trotted in 133 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That is still Sassy Sally with the lead. Caliel second and trying to catch up. Gone in a Flash third. Then comes LT Modana, Peter Butter Cupcake, and School Kids Fast Girl. As they race through the lane, it's going to be Sassy Sally. And here the outcome. Caliel up for place. Gone in a Flash for show. A mile in 2:02 3/5.
2:02 3 for your pace-setting leader, Sassy Sally.
And back
Drew
half,
Neal.
half a minute and 2/5. It was all Sassy Sally, 31 2, 102 1, 133. Sassy Sally, 3-year-old Bay filly by Marseille, was a $14,000 purchase. Her second win, Jay, in 8 starts for trainer Rosie Weaver.
You were at Marion and saw the track conditions. When you don't see slow too often in the track conditions, SL for slow, and I mean I looked at radar and I was surprised they got every race in. So the hats off to the track crew there.
I was there one day. That was on the Monday, the 30th, a week ago today. I never dreamed they would race before we started. We got 5 in, and a downpour came again, and I thought for sure we were finished, but they worked the track. Starter Mike Weppenberg was able to get away with the gate. I believe that day he didn't open the wings, though.
So the 2:11 mile last time out was impressive that night, too.
Yes.
Sassy Sally, owned by Heartland Acres and Rosie Weaver, trained by Rosie Weaver, and driven to victory this evening by Drew Neal. And that mark of 2:02 3/5 is a new Ohio Fair Racing Conference track record for 3-year-old filly trotters. The old track record was 2:04 4/5 last year by Camineri. Let's have a big hand here for Drew Neal and Sassy Sally. Here are the official placings for race 3 from the top. O'Donnell was 4th. Number 2, School Kids Fast Girl was 6th. Number 3, Gone in a Flash was 3rd. Number 4, Sassy Sally was the winner. Number 5, Kelly L was 2nd. Number 6, Peter Butter Cupcake was 5th. Time of the first quarter was 31 2/5. The half was in 1:02 1/5. The 3 quarters in 1:33, with a mile in 2:02 3/5. From the top, it should read 4:63.125, a mile in 2:02 3/5.
The Fayette County Fair is back July 14th through the 19th, and that means the community night at the races. Enjoy an evening of great harness racing Wednesday, July 16th. Post time is 5 p.m. Everyone that enters the grandstand receives a free raffle ticket for their chance to win great prizes. Plus, wiener dog races. Community night at the races is presented by the Fayette County Agricultural Society and Fayette County Travel and Tourism Bureau. Don't miss the Fayette County Fair.
Welcome back. Logan County Fair here in Bellefontaine, Ohio. I feel like I know all about Bellefontaine, Ohio, thanks to Tom Pye's travel things. So we heard those all so far.
Tom Pye, the harness guy. Tom
now
Pye,
travel
the travel
agent.
guy.
Yeah. We want to thank everyone following along on Facebook, watching from Urbana and Winchester and.
Is Jimmy Byers watching tonight?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Lewisburg. We got Joe Schoaf watching from Oak Grove, Kentucky. From Florida, Urbana, Van Wert, Margate. You know who that is, right? Dave Myrick. Portage, Ohio, Portsmouth, Bowling Green, Kettering. From God's Country in Rockford, Ohio.
Dick Courtney, probably.
Yep. Washington Courthouse, Eaton. We want to thank everyone who's watched along.
And as we mentioned, they got canceled at Wilmington tonight.
So we're the only game in town now.
We're the only game in town.
There is Buckeye Stallion Series.
They have no choice but listen to us. Watch.
There is Buckeye Stallion Series events going on at Northfield Park.
Northfield.
3-year-old colt trotters.
We'll be back tomorrow night here at the Logan County Fair. As we mentioned, there's quite a bit of action tomorrow. They're going to start at 11 at Wilmington, the Clinton County Fair, since the rain out tonight. It'll be 16, and then the night card has 16. Cortland has an afternoon card where they have 9 races. I don't know if that post time is noon. And then in the evening, they start about 5 o'clock with 12. So it's a big day of racing. We have 13 of them here tomorrow. We'll be back on air.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock tomorrow here with 13 races. What's Cortland's post time?
12 noon and 5:30.
Okay. Roger Houston will be giving you to call the races there. Jeremy Moore making his debut as a race announcer. He does some OHHA work once in a while for us. He's going to be calling the races at Wilmington. So
works in the sheriff's department. He trains horsemen. Now he's going to announce. He's taking all your jobs.
He called me last night, wanted some tips. I don't know, but he said he was really nervous already.
I'm a veteran of one race.
Yeah, you called a race.
I did a race up in Mansfield. The water truck looks like it sprung a leak because it's spraying up, sideways, backwards, but I think that's the way it was designed.
Yeah, that's the way that bar works on there. I'll be darned, never saw that before.
I wouldn't mind getting some of that mist right now. It's getting a little warm. we'd be amiss if we did not mention the Jackson County Fair this Friday and Saturday.
They're
in
going
Wellston, Ohio.
Yes. I will be there with Susan Schroeder both nights. OHHA broadcast next Friday and Saturday. And it's going to be Hunter Myers. Hunter Myers got his first driving win there. They're going to honor Hunter Myers before the races, the memorial for him. They're going to have a food stand there. The 4-H group is putting it on. All proceeds, any money that goes in to buy anything from that.
So not the revenue, or not the profits. Every dollar spent is going to go to Hayden,
his son.
His son is Hayden. They established a fund for Hayden Myers. So all the money. So I understand Hunter loved popsicles and bologna sandwiches. So I'm sure those are going to be hot on the menu. But if you're out and about and in the area, please, by all means, stop by. It's a great way to help little Hayden out and honor Hunter Myers, as you said, got his first win at the Jackson County Fair. I think he got his first 2 wins. For
three,
Jackson.
I think they said 3,
okay.
Yes.
So.
Up next is 2-year-old filly pace, 4th race, 6,960 this division. Total purse 13,920. A field of 5, Jay. One is Corfu. Wyatt Farmer drives for Jessica McCowan. The 2-year-old bay filly by Western Fame has 1 start this year. A 3rd place finish. That was at Marion, beaten 9.5, paced a mile in 13.4. The 1 Corfu in Wyatt Farmer.
Number 2 is Me So Fine, out of Me So Fast, out of the Safe from Terror mare, who's by Western Terror. This one has 2 wins, a 2nd, a 3rd in 4 seasonal starts. That fastest win came at Ottawa in 2:01 and 3, a gate-to-wire effort there. Gate-to-wire last time out in Marion, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one here for Me So Fine.
Number 3 is a 2-year-old bay filly by Western Fame. Western Pants. Emmanuel Miller drives for Timothy Lane in Springhaven Farm. Making its first official start of the year. Had some qualifiers at Delaware, pacing a mile in 2:02 and 4. Last time out 2:02 and 1 back on the 18th of June. That's the 3 Western Pants, Emmanuel Miller.
Number 4 is Bankroll Bonnie. Derek Flowers owns, trains, and drives this well-said brown filly. Has 1 start. That was first time out on June 9th at Paulding. Finished 3rd, came back in a qualifier a week later. Broke inside the pylons and finished 7th, but was timed in 2:03 and 1.
Pierce Henry drives the 5, Lovers Waltz. 2-year-old bay filly by Racing Hill was a $75,000 purchase. Last fall, owned by Ivy Holdings of Apple Creek, Ohio. Robert Brooks trains. 3 starts on the year, 1 win and 1/3. That win coming at Marion a week ago today on the 30th of June in 2:11 over a sloppy track. That's the 5, Lovers Waltz. Here's the post parade. Let's go to Bill Peters.
First division of the 2-year-old filly pace, going for a purse of $6,960. Number 1 is Corfu, owned by the Triple E stable of Norridge, Illinois, trained by Jessica McCown. The driver is Wyatt Farmer. Number 2 is Me So Fine, owned by Winchester Bay Acres Incorporated of Orlando, Florida, trained and driven by Hank Levan. Number 3 is Western Pants, owned by Springhaven Farm of Utica, Ohio, trained by Tim Lane, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 4 is Bankroll Bonnie, owned, trained and driven by Derek Flowers of Tiffin. And number 5 is Lovers Waltz, owned by Ivy Holdings of Apple Creek, Ohio, trained by Robbie Brooks. The driver is Pierce Henry.
Well, there we had the post parade. We're rolling right along. This is our 4th race. Post time favorite right now at 1-9, the 2J Me So Fine.
This one was bred by Big Bad DT.
I know
Dan Tell.
You suppose they're watching from Florida?
Last time he was watching from Scotland. He came in, I'm watching from Scotland. I would rather be in Scotland, but Winchester Bay Acres is the owner of this one. They've got a pair of Me So Fines.
Yeah, I was so mixed up.
Me
Somewhere
So
I
Fast.
know after the race was over, I think it was Ottawa, this horse might have won. I was calling it Me So Fast the whole race. I called that horse, I think that's
Fast
Dam.
and Fine. That was the sire. So
the sire?
He was, Me So Me So Fast.
Okay.
So, you were right, though. Me So Fine was Me So Fast,
Yeah.
so you had it all figured out.
Winchester Bay Acres, Ed Tell and Susie Tell. Big Bad John. Jay, what year was that?
That would have been 2000. Oof.
Can I stump you?
Maybe. It was the year David Miller won 9 on Jug Day. So.
Okay.
I was on Channel 6 News, and they didn't send a sports reporter, so they asked me to do it. We were live on the air, and they said, well, talk about the jug. I said, but it's not over yet. And they said, what do you mean? I said, it's going on right now. And they said, but we're going on the air in 20 seconds. And I said, I'll do the best I can. And I looked over my shoulder, and I knew who David Miller was driving, and everyone kept congratulating David as he came by, because I was in the first turn, and you get not a very good vantage point. So I got through that one.
Here they come. They're off and pacing. The first horse away is Me So Fine. Dropping in there second is Bankroll Bonnie. On the outside third is Lover's Waltz. At the rail fourth is Corfu. And the last horse is Western Pants. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Hank Levan has Me So Fine on top by 2 lengths. Pacing second is Bankroll Bonnie, driven by Derek Flowers. Third is Lover's Waltz, driven by Pierce Henry. Fourth is Corfu, driven by Wyatt Farmer. And the last horse is Western Pants, driven by Emmanuel Miller. As they race past that quarter-mile mark, that's still Me So Fine by 1.5 lengths over Bankroll Bonnie.
30 and 4/5.
First quarter paced in 30 and 4/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, that's Me So Fine by 1 length. Racing second is Bankroll Bonnie. In their third, that's Lover's Waltz. Fourth is Corfu, the last horse, Western Pants. 5 fillies well bunched as they race down to the half-mile mark. That's Hank Levan and Me So Fine bringing the horses to the half. Sitting in the golden chair second, that's Derek Flowers with Bankroll Bonnie. Now a closer third is Lover's Waltz. Then comes Corfu and Western Pants.
61.
First half paced in 1:01. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Me So Fine. 2 lengths back second is Bankroll Bonnie. Racing third is Lover's Waltz. Fourth is Corfu, and the last horse, Western Pants. Front 4 still well bunched as they go to the 3/4 mile mark. That's Me So Fine by 2 lengths over Bankroll Bonnie. Lover's Waltz racing third, Corfu fourth, and then comes Western Pants.
132.
3/4 paced in 1:32 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still Me So Fine with the lead. About 3 lengths back second is Bankroll Bonnie. Bankroll Bonnie now goes off stride. Lover's Waltz takes over second, and on the outside third is Corfu. As they race through the lane, that's Me So Fine with the lead. Lover's Waltz second and Corfu third. But past the stands, it's going to be Me So Fine. And here's the outcome. Lover's Waltz up for place with Corfu for show.
Brown Jug, but Winchester Bay Acres gets the win here with Me So Fine.
Be 3 in a row.
A mile in 2:02 and 3 fifths.
2:02 and 3 for your winner, Me So Fine.
Be her 3rd in a row. She, the 2-year-old bay filly by Me So Fast out of the Western Tear Mare. Safe from tear. This is a homebred.
What do they say at the county fairs? You get to the lead and improve your position from there, and that's exactly what Hank Levan did with that one. And
Hank gets his 3rd driving win of the night.
I think the Levan family knows how to find the winner's circle. Oh, here they come.
Yeah. Now that little boy, I don't know what his name is. That's Hank's oldest. If Hank doesn't win some night, he's going to be disappointed. He could be mad at his dad if he goes a night without not getting to the winner's circle. Fractions for Mesofine, 30 4/5, 101, 132, 202, 3/5. Lifetime mark for Mesofast came 2 back on the 24th of June at the Putnam County Fair in Ottawa of 202 3/5.
I think they're going to keep you coming to all their races because it seems like they always win when you're involved. You called the races at Ottawa.
Coming in from Orlando, Florida, comes number 2, Me So Fine, owned by Winchester Bay Acres Incorporated and trained and driven to victory by Hank Levan.
The young girl in the middle, and then Henry. He's got 3 now.
Yep.
That's
Henry,
a big
Henry,
hand
not
here
quite
for
a year
Levan.
old, I
Me
believe.
So Fine,
He
the
was born
winner
last
of
year
race
because
4.
Hank missed tonight. I
Here are
forget
the
where,
official
what fair that
placings
was
for race
at.
4 from the top. Number 1, Corfu was 3rd. Number 2, Me So Fine was the winner. Number 3, Western Pants was 5th. Number 4, Bankroll Money was 4th. And number 5, Lover's Waltz was 2nd. Time of the first quarter was 30 4/5. The half was in 101, the 3/4 in 132, with a mile in 202 3/5. From the top it should read 3:15.42 on the bottom, the mile in 202 3/5.
Well, we'll be back to take a look at the 5th 2-year-old filly trotters for $4,787 right after this.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the Cool Winds of November.
There from Cool Wind Farms.
We'd
They're
love
one
some
of our,
cool wins right now, wouldn't we?
Yes, yeah. One of our fine sponsors, Midland Acres, Hickory Lane Farm. Those are just, I don't want to leave anybody out. We got some other great farms here in Ohio, but it's just hard to tell. It's just hard to believe in another month all these sale catalogs are going to be coming out. We're going to start all over.
Absolutely. Just when you think you got your next champion, you got to look for the new one.
Somebody's going to want your autograph here, Jay.
We'd like to remind everyone about the Passport program here. If you're out and about and at the county fairs, please stop by. And not tonight, though, because we don't have the books tonight. But we are doing initials, so we'll get the stickers out there. Something tells me if they're coming here, they're going to hit another fair eventually. So you said you're coming here tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow. I'm going to
Jackson. I'm going to Jackson.
I'm going to Jackson. I was there
so
last year.
did Johnny Cash, but you don't sing it quite like he does.
So I'm going to work there with the Ohio Harness Horsemen Association. That's about a 195-mile drive for me. I'll spend the weekend there. Susan Schroeder's going to be there. I believe Susan's going to be in Lexington some of the weekend during the day and trying to get there. I assume they Briarfest.
Briarfest, yep.
I thought that's what she said she was going to. So
Change the driver to Harrison LeBan. Harrison LeBan drive number 6, Man L, in race 7.
Briarfest, another one of the many outreach events that the OHHA does every year. And for those who don't know, they make toy horses, like little statuettes. And I know this year for the Hambletonian, the 100th edition of the Hambletonian, they did a miniature Atlanta. So I'm sure that we'll see quite a few of those around after Hambletonian.
And we welcome Mrs. Ashley Daly back. She took some time off and got married. I forget where all she was at, but I think she's going to be back at the office maybe tomorrow and back on air tomorrow, maybe at Wilmington. So it'll be good to hear Ashley.
Hey, welcome back. Now get to work.
Yeah, get to work.
Yesterday, Sunday evening, was the Hall of Fame banquet in Goshen, New York, emceed by one Roger Houston, but more importantly, one of the inductees is a Buckeye. Tom Aldrich from Northfield Park was inducted into the Harness Racing Hall of Fame in Goshen. So congratulations to Tom, longtime front office at Northfield Park.
Roger he made the trip back today from Goshen.
He had a co-pilot this year. Phil Terry from the Little Brown Jug went with him, and
Roger will be tomorrow at Cortland, Ohio, to call races in the afternoon and night.
Doesn't like to be home away too much from his little puppy, his little dog.
Yeah.
It's not his, but it's his daughter's and granddaughter's dog.
He says the dog likes him the best.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't pamper it at all.
He gets around.
Yes, he does.
He gets around.
And I've never been so grateful for a dark cloud. There's a dark cloud covering the sun, and actually very nice right now.
Nice.
So, again, we'll remind everyone that follow along on harnessracingohio.com. You can get program pages. They're up about an hour before post time for all of the racing events.
Well, let's get them together to line up the parade.
We get set for a post parade for this 2-year-old filly trot, a field of 5. Emmanuel Miller to drive the 4. Chart Surfer. That is the only change.
Number 1 is Go Get the Money. Rosie Weaver drives, trains, and owns this Ready for Money filly. Has a little issue with braking. Brakes in all 4 charted line starts. Has 2 per starts. Does have a 5th place finish and a 4th place finish at Marion and Paulding, respectively.
Number 2, Pleasing L. Hank Levan trains and drives this 2-year-old bay filly by In Range. That's a big name we're going to hear about, I think, in the future, Jay. In Range, I believe, had 2 winners at Scioto Downs. Broke the track record. Big Range with Ronnie Gillespie. Broke the track record for 2-year-old trotters. Am I correct on that? Next Generation.
Yep.
So that's a name we're going to hear a lot of. Stands at Hickory Lane Farm.
Also printing postword for race 5. This is the second division of the 2-year-old filly trot, going for a purse of $4,787. Number 1 is Go Get the Money, owned, trained and driven by Rosie Weaver of Beach City. Number 2 is Pleasing Al, all by Levan Stables and Megan Levan of Woodstock, Ohio, Max Perry and Richard Fries of Ohio, trained and driven by Hank Levan. Number 3 is Peach Delicious, all by Suzanne Bates of Gibsonburg, Ohio, trained by Ty Bates, the driver Drew Neal. Number 4 is Chart Surfer, owned with a part-time stable of Napoleon, Michigan, trained by Brett Boyd, the driver Emmanuel Miller. At number 5 is Magic Getaway, owned by J&R Racing of Rising Sun, Ohio, and Greg Kowalkowski of Glenshaw, Pennsylvania, trained by Jamie Weller, the driver Rod Allums Jr.
Well, as we mentioned, at 2, Pleasing L. Hank Levan trains and drives the 2-year-old filly by In Range. Just a $7,500 Buckeye Classic purchase. In Range, I believe, had 40 horses, 40 yearlings sell last fall averaged about 39.5, I heard. So big things out of In Range. This Pleasing L, In Range filly, making her third start, has won second place finish.
Number 3 is Peachalicious. Tyler Bates trains for Suzanne Bates of Gibsonburg, Ohio. Drew Neal will make the decisions. $11,000 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale, has a 5th place finish first time out at Paulding, and was 6th in Marion on the slow track.
Emmanuel Miller would pick up the drive of the 4 Chart Surfer. Brett Boyd, it trains 2-year-old Bay filly by Muscle Up. And with a part-time stable of Michigan, second career start, was 4th last Monday at Marion. Made a break at the top of the stretch, finished 4th, trotting a mile 2:21.3 over a sloppy track.
Rounding out the field of 5 is Magic Getaway. Rod Adams Jr. drives this one for Jamie Weller and J&R Racing of Rising Sun and Greg Kowalski. This one has one start, was a 4th place finisher at Marion, a flat mile for the Muscle Up the Gold filly.
Going now. Here they come. Here, off and trotting the first horse away is Go Get the Money. In their second is Pleasing Al. Racing third, Peach Alicious. Up on the outside fourth is Chart Surfer. On the extreme outside fifth is Magic Getaway. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Rosie Weaver has Go Get the Money on top by 2 lengths. Trotting in their second is Pleasing Al, driven by Hank LeBan. On the outside third is Magic Getaway, driven by Rod Adams Jr. Racing at the rail fourth, that's Chart Surfer, driven by Emmanuel Miller. And the last horse is Peach Alicious, driven by Drew Neal. Past that quarter-mile mark, that's still Go Get the Money with the lead.
32.
First quarter trotted in 32 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, let's Go Get the Money along the rail with the lead. Pouring on the pressure on the outside second is Magic Getaway. Pleasing Al trots in their third. Fourth, that is Chart Surfer, and the last horse is Peach Alicious. Coming down to the half-mile mark, that's Magic Getaway on the outside, and Go Get the Money along the rail battling it out. Right there close third is Pleasing Al. In their fourth, Chart Surfer, and fifth is Peach Alicious. First half trotted in 102 and 2/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Go Get the Money. The horse pouring on the pressure on the outside second is Magic Getaway. Pleasing Al is racing third. Edging up a closer fourth now is Chart Surfer. And closer fifth now is Peach Alicious. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. Let's Go Get the Money now, opening up a length and a half on Magic Getaway, and looking for racing room along the rail is Pleasing Al. 3/4 trotted in 135 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That is still Go Get the Money with the lead. Trying to come on once again on the outside is Magic Getaway, and locked in with no place to go is Pleasing Al, and racing fourth Chart Surfer as they race toward home. Let's Go Get the Money along the rail, and Magic Getaway on the outside. Go Get the Money and Magic Getaway. Magic Getaway and Go Get the Money. It's going to be Magic Getaway, and here the outcome. Go Get the Money up for place, up for show is Pleasing Al.
Never saw a pylon.
Didn't really matter, though, did it?
No.
A mile in 2:05 and 2/5.
2:05 and 2 for Magic.
They really
Getaway.
slowed down that third quarter, but they came out last quarter in 30 2/5. I actually thought they were really going to get tired.
Yeah.
And it was setting up for Hank LeBan, but the front end.
Yeah, Hank had nowhere to go.
Had nowhere to go, but
so.
Magic Getaway never saw a pylon out the entire mile. 2-year-old Bay filly by Muscle Up. $2,500 purchase.
Makes that up right now. Yes. Magic Getaway, maiden break and victory.
Was there a break? I know
I did not see a break in stride the whole mile for any of the five.
Five fillies, 2-year-old fillies leaving the gate the way they did this early in the year. They were 5 wide for quite a way, and then they jockeyed for position and went in single file as they headed down the backside. Well, not single file because
poor Mr. Allums was on the outside the entire time.
Magic Getaway, Jamie Weller trains. GNR Racing, Rising Sun, Greg R. Kowalski of Pennsylvania owns.
Glenshaw, Pennsylvania, comes number 5, Magic Getaway, owned by JNR Racing and Greg Kowalski, trained by Jamie Weller, and driven to victory this evening by Rod Allums Jr. Let's have a big hand here for Jamie Weller, Rod Allums Jr., and Magic Getaway, the winner of race 5. Here are the official placings for race 5 from the top. Number 1, Go Get the Money, was second. Number 2, Pleasing Al, was third. Number 3, Peachalicious, was fifth. Number 4, Chart Surfer, was fourth. And number 5, Magic Getaway, was the winner. Time of the first quarter was 32 seconds. The half was in 1:02 and 2/5. The 3/4 in 1:35, with a mile in 2:05 and 2/5. From the top, it should read 2:35.41, a mile in 2:05 and 2/5, which is a new Ohio Fair Racing Conference track record for 2-year-old filly trotters. The old track record was 2:05 and 3/5 by Tom Power last year. So
all kind of track records tonight. You know who else was excited? Who else was excited to see that win is whoever's holding a win ticket at 30-1. So we're halfway through the program. So what that is, we'll take some time out here to hear from words from our sponsors.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Welcome back. Logan County Fair here in Bucyrus, Ohio. Jay Wolf, Matt Clark in control, or Bellfontaine, did I say Bucyrus? My next stop is Bucyrus. I apologize. I'm already thinking ahead. Bellfontaine. Matt Clark's now got the headset on. Matt, did you have any food for lunch? Any food update or anything like that?
I had some potato salad before I left the house.
Oh, how was it?
Fantastic.
How many horseshoes would you give yourself?
It was actually my mother's potato salad, so obviously 5.
All right, and you put pickles in it?
No.
Little chopped up pickles?
No.
All right. Does she use the elbow macaroni or the shells?
That I can't tell you.
You
and
ate
potato
it.
salad?
Or, I thought you said macaroni salad.
No.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little ahead of myself. Bucyrus is my next stop. It's the first leg of the Buckeye Stallion series. I think the 2-year-old filly trot will be at Bucyrus.
Yeah, there's liable to be 30 races that night. Don't you think?
Bucyrus is a unique track. It's very wide in the stretch, so I think they can actually go from 7 or 8 wide. I'll have to go back and look at my notes. I remember one year they must have got a deal on stone because it was awfully deep. So
Dave Stats usually has things dialed in, though.
Yep.
He will this year for the
maybe
Buckeye Stallion
maybe
series
I'm
being
getting
back there.
maybe I'm getting Bucyrus and
Lima.
Lima. That
Lima
was,
was
it.
ankle deep the one year, but they've done a lot of work to
Okay.
that too. They had
It was Lima.
Yeah, they had some folks come in and they've really got that thing in a lot better shape here. Last
I walked
couple
across
years.
the track and I about lost my shoe. There is no barn area here, so everyone's working out of trailers and tents in the infield. You think a horse is bolting, and then you realize someone's on a jog bike or a race bike behind it. You just see a head going by, but then you get to see the. It's actually turned into a beautiful night when the sun is not beating down on us. Matt was a part of the Next Generation broadcast from the OHHA. I watched that yesterday evening. Nice job, Matt. It's a long day.
It sure was.
Does Ron Burke have a bunch of riches in the 3-year-old colt division?
It's incredible.
Finished 1, 2, 3
and
in the
2-year-old
first.
colt. So
Yeah.
the colt that he won the Next Generation with when he came up, he did an interview. I said, nice colt. And he said, yeah, Paige wanted to put the other one in here, but, he said, that one's got a bunch of races. This one doesn't have that many. And, it must be nice to have those kind of options, which when you're going to throw in a $150,000 race.
So, but in the 3-year-old colt division.
Yeah, the 3-year-old colts, yeah, he is.
1, 2, 3 in the first division, and then 1, 2 in the second division. So,
yep.
Talked to Chris Page on my way up here today. Obviously, he's.
How's he?
He's
always
this,
good, isn't he?
He's always good, and he says this is like Christmas in July for me because, the 2-year-old filly Next Generation didn't fill, so they had a $40,000 2-year-old open event for fillies, and Ron Burke trainee won that one in 51-1. So Chris Page in the bike. So I'm sure Chris was a little upset they didn't go for 150 that night instead of 40, but
yeah, he'll be all right when those checks clear here in a few days. So last I heard, he was kind of looking at houses around the Delaware area, maybe thinking about moving. So wish him luck. All the money he can put away now, the better, because houses are not cheap right now. It's not a buyer's market.
Mr. Ballinger, welcome back. We missed you.
I got my break.
Yeah, what's up with Marion getting food breaks?
Yeah, Frank Frost.
I know.
He's a good guy.
He's turned into a softie. Yeah. Put him in charge, and he's turned into a softie.
24 races or whatever it is. It's a long day with rain delays.
And like I said, I watched the coverage while I was working. I know I was getting heckled by a couple of people that I'm staring at right now about working, and I had it on for background noise.
I don't want you to get in trouble this early in the year. We're going to need you later on, Jay.
That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. I had it on for background noise. But I was I'm watching radar, and you guys were saying, it's raining hard. I'm like, yeah, it's even going to rain harder here in a few minutes. But, like I said, kudos for getting all those races in, so. I thought for sure, didn't they have like a tough truck the first night too?
Yes, I believe they did.
And I thought for sure taking those trucks across the track, it was just going to chop it up. But
when I got there the second day, I could not believe how good a shape that track was in. But then it got more rain and it just couldn't take it.
Race 6, this is the second division of the 3-year-old filly pace, going for a purse of $6,848. Number 1 is Cinderella, owned by Gary Gilliland of Helena, Ohio, trained by Chad Williamson. The driver is Pierce Henry. Number 2 is Call Me Over the Hill, owned by Stephen Reese of Republic, Ohio, and JNR Racing of Rising Sun, Ohio, trained by Jamie Weller. The driver, Rod Adams Jr. Number 3 is Rockin' Remy, owned, trained and driven by Derek Flowers of Tiffin. Number 4 is Western Sky, owned by Joyce Wagner of Sunbury, trained by Terry Henry, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 5 is She's a Smoke Show, owned by Kyle Ladd and Ryan Schaefer of Findlay, trained and driven by Kyle Ladd. And number 6 is Pink Jammies, owned by Heartland Acres of Wahonding, Ohio, and Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver Drew Neal.
Well, Jay, we got a field of 6 3-year-old filly pacers going for $6,848. The 1 Cinderella, Pierce Henry for Chad Williamson. 3-year-old brown filly by Western Tear, making her 3rd start of the year. Has yet to find a winner's circle this season. Had a win last year. 201-1 as a 2-year-old at Upper Sandusky. Has 2 second-place finishes in those 2 starts. Last time out, finished 2nd at Marion over that off-track, paced in 2:08.
Number 2 is Call Me Over the Hill. Rod Allums and Jamie Weller look to go back-to-back here in the 5th and 6th with this Racing Hill filly, owned by Stephen Reese of Republic, Ohio, and J&R Racing of Rising Sun, Ohio. Winless in 6 starts, but did cross the finish line first last time, but was disqualified and placed 2nd due to an interference break.
Derek Flowers, a 3, Rockin' Remy, 3-year-old bay filly by the Ponderosa. 2 starts this year, has yet to hit the board.
Number 4 is Western Sky. Terry Henry trains this one for Joyce Wagner, the breeder. Emmanuel Miller will drive this one. Was distanced at Marion last time out.
Kyle Ladd, the 5, She's a Smoke Show. Ladd also trains and owns in partnership with R.B. Schaefer. This is a 3-year-old bay filly by Lather Up.
Number 6 is Pink Jammies. Rosie Weaver will train this one for Heartland Acres and Rosie Weaver. Drew Neal will drive this one. This one was a 4th place finisher last time out at Scioto Downs, was scratched out of Marion last week.
The highest priced horse in the race, Pink Jammies, at $32,000. Let's go to Bill Peters for the call.
Here they come. The year off and pacing the first horse away is Cinderella. On the outside 2nd is Call Me Over the Hill. Up on the outside 3rd is Rockin' Remy. At the rail 4th is Pink Jammies. 5th is Western Sky, and the last horse is She's a Smoke Show. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Pierce Henry has Cinderella on top by a length and a half. Pacing 2nd is Call Me Over the Hill, driven by Rod Adams Jr. Racing in their 3rd is Pink Jammies, driven by Drew Neal. 4th is Rockin' Remy, driven by Derek Flowers. 5th is Western Sky, driven by Emmanuel Miller. The last horse, She's a Smoke Show, driven by Kyle Ladd.
31.
First quarter paced in 31 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time, that's Cinderella by a length and a half. Call Me Over the Hill paces in their 2nd. Racing 3rd is Pink Jammies, and now Drew Neal's out and on the move with Pink Jammies. She's now 2nd and going after the leader, and Derek Flowers is going right with her with Rockin' Remy. Coming down to the half-mile mark, that's Pink Jammies on the outside with the lead. At the rail 2nd is Cinderella. On the outside 3rd, Rockin' Remy. At the rail 4th, Call Me Over the Hill. 5th is Western Sky. The last horse, She's a Smoke Show.
102 3/5.
First half paced in 102 3/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. That's Cinderella regaining the lead along the rail. Pouring on the pressure on the outside 2nd is Pink Jammies. At the rail 3rd is Call Me Over the Hill. Rockin' Remy is racing 4th. Western Sky 5th, and last horse is She's a Smoke Show. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's Cinderella now by 1 length over Pink Jammies with Call Me Over the Hill 3rd.
133.
3/4 in 133. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Cinderella now by a length and a half over Pink Jammies. Slipping through at the rail now to take over 2nd is Call Me Over the Hill. Pink Jammies back to 3rd on the outside with Rockin' Remy 4th. As they race toward home, that's Cinderella with the lead. Pink Jammies coming on once again. Cinderella and Pink Jammies and Call Me Over the Hill. It's going to be Cinderella tight for place between Pink Jammies and Call Me Over the Hill. a mile in 2:02.
A blanket finish here in the 6th. Care to take a bet? Take a guess? I'm going to go 1-2-6.
Yes, I think you're right. I think you're right. I had to look at my numbers there. 2, Rod Ellams about upset him again. Snuck right up the inside, had a step to go. I think he would have been the winner. Still might have been. That's just the way we saw it with our eye.
It's our naked eye. That's completely unofficial.
Fractions of 31, 102 and 3, 133, 202.
This is one of the unique fairs where everything is in the infield, including the photo finish. So we're looking for the photo finish board, and it's in front of us, and it's on the outside of the track instead of the inside.
59 and 2 back half, I believe. Yeah, it's just a little bit off to our left. Because I'm straight across, I'm pretty sure Call Me Over the Hill, Rod Ellams wasn't there yet, and I'm probably, where I was looking, I was 5 feet, and the line was before that, so I'm just, I shouldn't say I'm positive, but I don't think he got there.
There's a couple boots out on the track, too, so someone's racing without equipment. There's
Cinderella, Pierce Henry. Must think he won it.
Where all the winners go. Coming in from Molina, Ohio, comes number 1, Cinderella. All by Gary Gilliland, trained by Chad Williamson, and driven to victory this evening by Pierce Henry. Let's have a big hand here for Chad Williamson, Pierce Henry, and Cinderella, the winner of race 6.
Driving win of the fair season. First of the night for the Lipsick, Ohio native.
Here are the official placings for race 6 from the top. Number 1, Cinderella was a winner. Number 2, Call Me Over the Hill was second. Number 3, Rockin' Remy was 4th. Number 4, Western Sky was 6th. Number 5, She's a Smoke Show was 5th. And number 6, Pink Jammies was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 31 seconds. The half was in 1:02 3/5. The 3 quarters in 1:33, with a mile in 2:02. From the top, it should read 1:24.653, a mile in 2:02.
We'll be back to talk to race secretary, speed super.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
Well, we're back here at the Logan County Fair. 6 races down, 7th race up next, 3-year-old filly trot. We're joined by Fair Board member and head of the harness racing department, Corey Goodwin. Corey?
How are we doing today?
Good night.
Good, yeah. It's a nice night, isn't it?
Yes. Especially when that sun goes away.
Yeah, it's a little bright.
When did the fair start?
175 years ago this year.
So how many years now?
175.
A lot of fairs, I think I remember seeing something from Allen County. So a lot of them must be in that same time frame, 175.
Yeah, it's a big anniversary.
Okay. What day actually this year then did it start? Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday was the first day. Okay. And it goes through when?
The 12th.
The 12th, okay.
Right. Which is what, Saturday? That's
probably
Saturday.
So what, you have harness racing. Last night you had a demo.
We had a demo derby last night, and that was a good show. Okay. And then tonight, tomorrow is harness racing. And then tomorrow's senior day. So if you're a senior citizen, you get it free. We have horse shows, a swine jackpot show tomorrow, beef feeders tomorrow. Wednesday, the main event at night is a livestock calf scramble. We have the sheep show, born and raised goat show, dairy feeders. Thursday's a rodeo, another goat show. And then Friday night we have motorcycle racing. We're bringing it back this year.
Okay, I'm sure that's a big hit.
We'll see. I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Saturday's the tractor pull.
A 4-H big here in Logan County.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I can't remember how many exhibitors we have, but the barns are full.
Oh, that's good. That's what it's all about is
Right.
the 4-H kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have anybody stabled here. How long ago did you start working on this track, getting things kind of ready for races?
I start in April.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
They're flying over it. I mean, we got a couple track records so far tonight.
I was actually worried about being slow because it feels kind of soft when you walk over it. So I was a little worried about that.
Yeah, they're getting over it pretty good. So
Yeah.
Do you have to add material to it or just kind
I
of?
haven't done anything with it. We did have a motorcycle race in the fall, so it kind of blew everything on the lower end up, and we pulled it back down, so it's all mixed together.
It's a lot of work that goes into it. How many people on the fair board here in Logan County?
Is there 28?
Oh, wow.
28,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
28 on the board.
28 or 30. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, there's quite a few.
How's the harness racing been received? Is it any idea,
They
how
seem
much
like they're okay with it.
Okay,
yeah.
good. It's good to have it back
Yeah.
here.
I think we voted on a 5-year extension.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're going to keep it for 5 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
The tent, that's new this year, isn't
It
it?
is. I feel bad for the guys out there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hot, and if
Yeah.
it's raining, it'd be bad.
Yep.
So we kind of twisted our arm and said, hey, we got to do something. It's still not the greatest, but
well, yeah.
we're trying.
So
we're
they're
trying.
Are they using any of the barns then?
Not the horse racing. They have pleasure horses down there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're down there right now showing.
I know years ago they had this is back in the 70s, a guy had hit pretty big by the name of Bob Taylor. You probably know that.
Yeah,
name,
yeah.
Raced up at Northfield
Yeah.
Park, or at Raceway Park.
Yeah.
He was from the Bellfontaine area. He had a real nice horse, pretty good horse. I can't think of its name.
I can't remember either. Do you remember Jim Ellis?
Oh, yeah, Jim Ellis.
Yeah.
Jim Ellis.
We named the race after
Oh, okay.
him.
Oh, yeah. Jim, is it tonight, Jim Ellis?
Yes.
I don't have. Okay, yes.
The signature race.
Jim Ellis. Oh, yeah. He had a good horse by the name of Irish Tea.
Yes, sir.
He was a hard worker, Jim Ellis.
Oh,
was.
yeah. I
Hard
grew up.
worker.
I grew up just down the road.
D. Graff?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What do you recommend as far as food around here?
Something new that we've never had. They have a frozen cheesecake with weird toppings on it.
That
It's
sounds
pretty
all right.
good.
Yeah, that
It's
sounds
pretty
all
good.
right.
They
That might sound real good tomorrow when it's 88 degrees and sunny.
Yeah. Then inside the track we have Smoking Bandits.
Okay,
they're,
I saw
they're always
that.
pretty good.
Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to get on with the post parade unless you have some other things to add.
No, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, and hope the fair goes well for you the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Corfu Flexing, owned by Hoofing It Racing, LLC of Delaware, Ohio, and Roy Justice of Marysville, Ohio, trained by Roy Justice, the driver, Pierce Henry. Number 2 is LT Ella, owned by Heartland Acres of Walhonding, Ohio, and Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, and Cabby D LLC of Hudson, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver is Drew Neal. Number 3 is Miss Big Gal, owned and trained by Randy Rank in Nevada, Ohio, the driver is Curtis Harper. Number 4 is Speed of an Angel, owned by Emmanuel Miller of Delaware, Ohio, and Peter Gentile Jr. of Daytona Beach, Florida, trained and driven by Emmanuel Miller. Number 5 is Vanellope, owned by Jessica Rogner of Streetsboro, Ohio, trained by Judy Rogner, the driver, Wyatt Farmer. And number 6 is Madame L, owned by Levan Stables and Megan Levan of Woodstock, also Harrison Levan of Woodstock and Rosemary Levan of Lewistown, trained by Hank Levan, the driver is Harrison Levan.
Well, we're on to race 7. Some of our followers tonight coming in from all over. Ohio Harness Horseman Director from my hometown of Salina, Rusty Voorhees, is watching tonight. So Jay, 7th race, 3-year-old filly trot, field of 6, 1, Corfu Flexing. Here's Henry for Roy Justice, 3-year-old bay filly by Flex the Muscle, $4,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. 1 start this year, is yet to hit the board, had 11 starts last year, had 1 second and 1 third, right at $5,000 lifetime for number 1, Corfu Flexing.
Number 2 is LT Ella. Drew Neal will drive this one for Rosie Weaver, who co-owns with Heartland Acre and Cabby D. This one is 0 for 5 on the season, 0 for 7 lifetime, has a 3rd place finish last time out on the slow track at Marion.
Kurt Harper drives the 3. Miss Big Gal, this is a 3-year-old brown filly by Mr. Anson. Randy Rank of Nevada, Ohio, owns and trains. First start of the year, had 8 starts last year, had a 3rd and a 2nd.
Number 4 is Speed of an Angel. Emmanuel Miller co-owns, drives, and trains this Marseille filly. Co-owns with Peter Gentile Jr. of Daytona Beach, Florida. 2 wins and 4 starts. The wins came at Paulding and at Northfield back on April 30th.
5, Vanellope. Judy Rogner owns and trains a 3-year-old bay filly by Enterprise. 2,271 lifetime, mark of 206 at Northfield as a 2-year-old.
Row 6 from the 2nd tier, Madame L. Harrison Levan will get the assignment. Hank Levan trains for Levan Stables. Megan Levan, Rosemary Levan, and this one was 4th at Marion with Harrison in the bike, timed in 2:14.
The year off and trotting. The first horse away is LT Ella. Up on the outside second is Vanellope. Down at the rail third, that is now Speed of an Angel. Racing in there 4th is Miss Big Gal. 5th is Corfu Flexing, and the last horse is Madame L. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark, Emmanuel Miller now has Speed of an Angel on top by a length and a half. Trotting in there second, that's Vanellope, driven by Wyatt Farmer. Racing along third is Corfu Flexing, driven by Pierce Henry. Moving along 4th, Madame L, driven by Harrison Levan. Off stride 5th is Miss Big Gal, driven by Curtis Harper. And the last horse is LT Ella, driven by Drew Neal.
31 2/5.
First quarter trotted in 31 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That's Speed of an Angel by a length and a half. Vanellope trots in there second, followed by Corfu Flexing third. Madame L is in there 4th. Moving up on the outside 5th is Miss Big Gal, and the last horse is LT Ella. Coming down to the half-mile mark, that's Speed of an Angel by a length and a half over Vanellope. On the outside third now is Madame L. At the rail 4th, Corfu Flexing. 5th is LT Ella, and the last horse, Miss Big Gal.
103.
First half trotted in 103. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. That's Speed of an Angel along the rail with the lead. On the outside second now is Madame L. At the rail third, that is Vanellope. 4th is Corfu Flexing. Moving up 5th is Miss Big Gal, the last horse, LT Ella. Going to the 3/4 mile mark. That's Speed of an Angel with the lead, with Madame L pouring on the pressure on the outside second, and Vanellope right there third.
134 4/5.
3 quarters in 134 4/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. Hot still, Speed of an Angel with the lead. Madam L second, and Vanellope charging up 3 wide as they race toward home. That's Speed of an Angel, Madam L, and Vanellope. Speed of an Angel and Vanellope closing fast on the outside. Speed of an Angel and Vanellope. Speed of an Angel and Vanellope. Tight at the wire between Speed of an Angel and Vanellope. Up for show is Madam L. A mile in 2:04 and 2/5.
Speed of an Angel picks up her 3rd win in 5 seasonal starts.
3 Bay Philippe of Marseille was a $31,000 Ohio Select purchase. Emmanuel Miller owns in partnership Peter Gentile of Daytona Beach, Florida. Emmanuel Miller trains and drives Speed of an Angel. Home in 2:04 and 2. Jay, back half in 1:01 and 2. Final quarter, 30 and 2/5. We've had some nice finishes tonight.
Absolutely.
Especially with these trotters.
4, 5, 6 unofficial. Emmanuel Miller worked for Chris Beaver's stable, and I see Clifton Bell is helping him out because Clifton's going to serving as groom. So a relationship I'm sure they started at the Beaver stable.
Chris Beaver right outside of Delaware.
Radnor, Ohio.
Radnor, Ohio.
Used to be the Doug Duber farm. That's how I knew it. My dad had horses with Mr. Duber for a number of years, so I spent many a Saturday there.
Somebody's going to want your autograph again here, I believe.
It's always fun to do the passport program. Remind everyone about the passport program.
That was a big hit last year.
Absolutely. Big TV, I understand, was the winner.
Coming in from Delaware, Ohio, and Daytona Beach, Florida, comes number 4, Speed of an Angel. Owned by Emmanuel Miller and Peter Gentile Jr., trained and driven to victory by Emmanuel Miller. That's really here there for Emmanuel Miller, Clifton Bell, and Speed of an Angel. Here are the official placings for race 7 from the top. Number 1, Corfu Flexing was 4th. Number 2, LT Ella was 6th. Number 3, Miss Big Gal was 5th. Number 4, Speed of an Angel was the winner. Number 5, Vanellope was 2nd. Number 6, Madam L was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 31 and 2/5. The half was in 1:03. The 3/4 in 1:34 and 4/5, with a mile in 2:04 and 2/5. From the top, it should read 4, 6, 5, 1, 2, 3. A mile in 2:04 and 2/5.
Emmanuel Miller picks up his 10th win at the county fairs. We move to race 8. A field of 5. We'll talk about all 5 when we come back after.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
This September, the thrill returns to Delaware, Ohio. It's the Little Brown Jug. World-class harness racing, heart-pounding action, and unforgettable fun. Join the tradition. Feel the roar. Be a part of history. We have several hospitality and ticket options, including the new Jug Social Club. Please visit littlebrownjug.com or call 1-800-DEL-FAIR. The Little Brown Jug, where champions are crowned.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Welcome back. Logan County Fair here in Bellefontaine, Ohio. Bellfountain near Indian Lake, which is the second best lake in the state of Ohio, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, okay.
It's not Grand Lake St. Mary's either. It's Grand Lake. It's just Grand Lake, right?
Okay.
No, they're both nice. Both nice. I've never been on the backside of Indian Lake. I've always wanted to do that.
The north side?
Yeah, I guess it would be.
That's where the state park is. That's where I've
okay.
been. Yep. We used to go there every Labor Day and Memorial Day. Then I realized I'm not very good at sleeping on the ground in a tent.
So on to the 8th, the 2-year-old filly pace. We're moving right along here. Right. $6,960, a field of 5. Louis Levan will drive number 1, Deborah L., 2-year-old black filly by Racine Hill. $10,000 purchase, Ohio Select Sale. 4 starts yet to hit the board. Last time out, 4th at Marion over that sloppy track, paced in 15-1, the 1 Deborah L.
Number 2 is How About Them Cowboys? Derek Flowers drives and trains this well-said filly for Ashley Flowers of Terrell, Texas. Don Lee Collins was the breeder. $4,000 at the Buckeye Classic sale. 1 start, was a 4th place finisher back in Paulding way back June 9th.
Hank Levan, the 3, She's So Fast. Hank also trains Winchester Bay Acres, Orlando, Florida owned 2-year-old bay filly by Me So Fast. Out of the Real Desire mare, Elodie. 4 starts, has 2 seconds and a third, a little over $2,400. Last time out at Marion finished 3rd in 2:14-1 the mile for She's So Fast.
Number 4, City of Fear. Chad Williamson trains this one for Claude Estelle of Oakwood, Ohio. Pierce Henry is the driver. 1 win, 1 second, 1 third in 3 seasonal starts. Just short of $3,200. Was a winner at Marion in 2:08-4.
Drew Neal, the 5, Full Body Stare. 2-year-old bay filly by Fool Me Once. Brett Boyd trains and owns. Full Body Stare, a $10,000 yearling purchase last fall at the Buckeye Classic sale. Full Body Stare making her 3rd start. Last time out finished 5th distance at Marion. That's the field of 5 for the 8th 2-year-old filly pacers.
Only change is Louis Levan will drive the 1 Deborah L.
Well, that breeze feels good.
I was hoping they didn't post parade. Matt stepped away. Then we would have to run the camera. Oh. Not it.
Going for a purse of $6,960. And this is the second division of this race. Number 1 is Deborah L. Oval Levan Stables in Woodstock, Ohio. Early Racing of Dublin, Ohio. Richard Fries in Northfield, Ohio. Megan Levan of Woodstock. Trained by Hank Levan, the driver Louis Levan. Number 2 is How About Them Cowboys? Owned by Ashley Flowers of Terrell, Texas. Trained and driven by Derek Flowers. Number 3 is She's So Fast. Owned by Winchester Bay Acres Incorporated of Orlando, Florida. Trained and driven by Hank Levan. Number 4 is City of Fear. Owned by Rick Estel of Oakwood. Trained by Chad Williamson, the driver Pierce Henry. And number 5 is Full Body Stare. Owned by Brett Boyd Racing Incorporated of Jonesville, Michigan. Trained by Brett Boyd, the driver Drew Neal.
There we had the post parade for the 8th. We've already went through the field. With your ties, the Little Brown Jug, just touch on a few things. If folks out there want tickets, you can get, there's probably plenty of tickets. Not plenty, but
tickets are available.
Tickets are available.
I always say the best thing to do is 1-800-DELFAIR, DELFAIR. So I could have a hard time figuring out what the D is. But
grandstand seats, I'm sure.
Grandstand, the pavilion, hospitality, ground chairs, we have everything available. So
on the backside, the paddock turn or whatever.
Yep. It'll be here before we know it. Meadowlands Paces this weekend in Lou Print.
Yep.
It's all scratched due to emergency surgery.
Yes.
So
they were hoping he would be back in probably mid-August or late August for Kentucky Sire Stakes, I assume.
Feel bad for a lot of people.
Yes.
Hearing that, but Ronnie Wren Jr. especially.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, wow. I didn't know that.
They said his surgery, let's put it this way, he's going to be a half gelding.
Oh, one of those deals.
But they said it
he
should
may
affect,
come back better, you know.
Well, they said it won't affect his stallion career, so.
It won't.
That's what they said.
Wow.
They made sure that the last paragraph had all about some of the.
I would think, yeah.
Field of 5 behind the gate. Mike Wokenberg starting gate. Send it up to Bill Peters.
Here they come. The year off and pacing the first horse away at the rail is Deborah L. On the outside second is How About Them Cowboys? In their third is She's So Fast. Moving up fourth is City of Fear, and the last horse is Full Body Stare. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark, Hank Levan moves She's So Fast up to gain command. Dropping back second is Deborah L., driven by Louis Levan. Moving up third is City of Fear, driven by Pierce Henry. Off stride fourth, it's How About Them Cowboys, driven by Derek Flowers. And the last horse is Full Body Stare, driven by Drew Neal.
29 and 2/5.
First quarter paced in 29 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, that's She's So Fast by about 2.5 lengths. Pacing second is Deborah L. Third, it is City of Fear. Then comes How About Them Cowboys, fourth, and fifth as they race down to the half. That is Full Body Stare. Coming to the half-mile mark, there's no change. That's still She's So Fast with the lead, with Deborah L. right there a close second, and City of Fear right there a close third. Fourth along the rail is How About Them Cowboys, and on the outside fifth is Full Body Stare. First half paced in 101. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. That's still She's So Fast with the lead. Now second on the outside is City of Fear. Third along the rail is Deborah L. Racing fourth is Full Body Stare. And the last horse is How About Them Cowboys? Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's still She's So Fast with the lead. On the outside second, City of Fear with Deborah L. third, and gaining ground fourth is Full Body Stare. 3/4 in 131 and 4/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still She's So Fast with the lead. City of Fear is second. Racing third, Deborah L. And charging up on the outside fourth is Full Body Stare. As they race through the lane, that's She's So Fast. City of Fear closing fast on the outside. She's So Fast and City of Fear. She's So Fast and City of Fear. It looks like City of Fear got up to win. She's So Fast up for place. Up for show is Full Body Stare.
Another close one.
Another close one. I wouldn't want to call it right from here. It was tight. All depends on. The photo is on the inside of the track, which you don't see too often. It's going to be interesting to see who has the better angle.
We do know that the 5 was third, though. Full Body Stare was third. Deborah L. was fourth, and How About Them Cowboys made a break in stride and was relegated to fifth.
29 and 2 for the opening quarter, half 101, 3/4 131 and 4, home in 203. Drew Neal came first up with Full Body Stare right past the half and was out pretty much the back half. It's very tight on the line between She's So Fast and City of Fear. Pierce Henry.
Pierce is coming back to the winner's circle, so he must feel somewhat confident. Looks like Hank Levan is going back to the compound.
The winners go. Coming in from Oakwood, Ohio, comes number 4, City of Fear. Owned by Rick Estel, trained by Chad Williamson, and driven to victory this evening by Pierce Henry. That's really here for the Williamsons, Rick Estel, Pierce Henry, and City of Fear. Here are the official placings for race 8 from the top. Number 1, Deborah L. was 4th. Number 2, How About Them Cowboys was 5th. Number 3, She's So Fast was 2nd. Number 4, City of Fear was the winner. And number 5, Full Body Stare was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 29 2/5. The half was in 1:01. The 3/4 in 1:31 4/5, with a mile in 2:03. From the top, it should read 4, 5, 2, 1, 3 on the bottom. The mile in 2:03.
Jay's second win for City of Fear. The 2-year-old brown filly by Fear the Dragon gets a lifetime mark of 2:03.
A lot of 2s, because that was Pierce Henry's second win of the day and trainer Chad Williamson's second win of the card.
Well, 9th race is up next. It's the Jim Ellis Memorial Signature Series. We'll be back to take a look at this field of 7 right after this.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Sign up for text messaging and receive $10 off your order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead's sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year, Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K. Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Welcome back, Logan County, Bellefontaine, Ohio. Earlier tonight, Doug got to meet the 2025 Logan County Fair Queen. Were you here in 1987? Because we have on good authority that the 1987 Logan County Fair Queen was one Jennifer Brown.
I thought it was Amy Holler.
Amy Holler finished third that year.
Finished third?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that are those official stats, Jay?
Well,
you do dig pretty deep into
we just got we saw the message that Jessica ratted out her mother and told us.
All
so
right.
I'm taking that as official. The 1987.
I got some footage of Jessica that I think is going to make the newsletter
Okay.
on accident.
Oh.
Somebody sent it to me on Facebook. It's pretty good stuff.
What a wonderful night here. The sun is behind the clouds, and it's actually
Gorgeous night.
very comfortable. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
What's next after tomorrow?
Got 4 days of not going anywhere,
Okay.
so I'm going into hermit mode. I've been on the go, either going somewhere,
Freshman
coming home,
focuses,
or at somewhere since Marion last week. So
Oak Harbor, probably next stop for you.
Sunday.
We'll be
Oak
there.
Harbor. Yeah,
I'll be at Oak Harbor.
Oak Harbor with the river right on the back stretch.
Portage River.
Beautiful place.
Beautiful
yeah.
I think is there a fence there that keeps the horses on the track and not in the river?
I think that they're.
I know they got a great steak sandwich here.
Yeah, yep.
Great steak sandwich.
We don't have a really food report here.
All right, do you want to know the hidden gem?
What's that?
Chinese food here. There's a stand that makes their own egg rolls. Like there's somebody, this woman is at least 9.5 months pregnant back there rolling egg rolls and frying them up.
Right now?
As you make them, or as you order them.
So we better hurry up. We better hurry up because she might not be there.
Upper Sandusky, and I think, Tiffin is the other one. And usually, I think it was Tiffin. It was about an hour wait in line. People were lined up to get them. People go nuts over them.
Well, you can call off the search party. Jimmy Byers has checked in.
Jimmy Byers has checked in.
Yes.
Mutual Mechanics.
Jimmy Byers hung blankets on Jugette Day last year. Was it Jugette Day?
Monday or Tuesday.
Well, I wasn't there Tuesday because.
So if you saw him, it must have been Monday then.
It must have been Monday, and he got to do on his bucket list.
Yeah.
He raked the track.
Yeah, and I'm going to make a pit stop at Urbana, and if he's listening, I'm going to come see you, Jimmy, because we might need you again this year. Does a fabulous job at Urbana. We laughed one year. They gave away buckets. I think for the Buckeye Stallion series, there was like a bucket, like a feed tub, and it rained so hard he was dumping the water out of the feed tubs before he would get it. Remember that year I had to take my shoes off to walk through the infield because my car was stuck, and I asked Mike Wokenberg, I said, Mike, before you leave, make sure I'm out because you're the only one with equipment big enough that can pull my car out of this infield. So once I got moving, I didn't slow down, and the next day I was smart and I parked out on the city street. I figured I'll walk the extra blocks.
We have had some bad weather there at Urbana the last couple of years.
I remember
serious storms.
A couple years ago, I think you and I had to literally bail out the box we were in because it was 3 inches deep full of water.
You were holding a tarp over my head while I was trying to tear stuff apart. Yeah.
Then I think you had to dry everything out
and
in the mutual room.
We were supposed to be safe, but the wind was so strong it was just blowing right in on us.
No fence on the backstretch at Oak Harbor.
I don't remember there being one. I don't.
I've just seen it from...
Okay, we got a comment on that already?
Yes.
Okay.
Tim Conkright.
Also printing postword for race 9. This is the Jim Ellis Memorial. This is for 4-year-olds and up. A pace, part of the signature series, going for a purse of $2,150. Number 1 is Q Cobra Jet. He's a brown gelding, 13 years old, by Jeremy's Jet out of Little Q by Stand Forever, owned by Joyce Wiener of London, Ohio, trained by Hank Levan, the driver David Justice. Lifetime earnings over $99,000. A lifetime mark 151 4/5. Number 2 is Undeterred. She's a bay mare, 4 years old, by Racing Hill, out of Student Driver by Jate Lobel. Alma Levan Stables, Megan Levan of Woodstock, Ohio, Richard Fries of Northfield, Ohio, and Rosemary Levan of Lewistown, Ohio. Trained and driven by Hank Levan. Lifetime earnings over $56,000. A lifetime mark 152 4/5. Number 3 is Big Bad Whammo. He's a brown horse, 8 years old, by Big Bad John out of Another Wild Woman by Village Jolt. Owned and trained by Robbie Brooks of Van Loo, Ohio. Driven this evening by Pierce Henry. Lifetime earnings over $155,000. A lifetime mark 151 4/5. Number 4 is Vel Lickety Split. He's a bay gelding, 4 years old, by Lost in Time out of Lick Creek, Francis by Pan-Pacific Flight, owned by Nick Catter Henry of St. Mary's, Ohio, trained by Jessica McCown, driven this evening by Wyatt Farmer, lifetime earnings over $45,000, a lifetime mark 152 4/5. Number 5 is Union Station. He's a bay gelding, 9 years old, by Some Beach Somewhere, out of Hit the Curb by Art Major, owned and trained by Jacob Baird of Mount Blanchard, Ohio, driven this evening by Kyle Ladd, lifetime earnings over $199,000, a lifetime mark 152 1/5. Number 6 is Collation. He's a bay gelding, 9 years old, by Always a Virgin, out of She's All American by Albert, owned by Robert Rogan and Tanner Peterson of Bellfountain, Ohio, trained by Robert Rogan, driven this evening by Drew Neal, lifetime earnings over $74,000, a lifetime mark 151 1/5. Number 7 is Grand Ole Party. He's a brown gelding, 8 years old, by Party at Arts Place out of Summer Sunrise by No Nukes, owned and trained by Art Gillum Jr. of Jamestown, Ohio, driven this evening by Lucas Gillum. Lifetime earnings over $119,000. A lifetime mark 153 2/5. Those are your horses for the 2025 Jim Ellis Memorial. Jim Ellis was a long-time
Bill,
horseman
pretty much,
here in the Logan County area.
We'll just talk a little bit about Jim Ellis. A lot of the old timers I know Jim Ellis. He raced in this area a lot of the county fairs. He's from DeGraff, Ohio. Had a great old horse called Irish Tea. Hard-working farm boy.
Bill does such a nice job introducing the Signature Series. Takes our job away from us, but we will say that Union Station, 232nd career starts. Big Bad Whammo, 22 career wins. Grand Old Party has been on the board, 68 times, so hard-hitting group here. Number 1 is Q Cobra Jet, driven by Dave Justice. I think Mr. Justice is friends with the Levan family, so I know he'd been helping them out a little bit and drove this one in the Holton Series, so we'll probably see him Jug Week at the Holton Final.
They're off in the Jim Ellis Memorial. The first horse away is Undeterred. On the outside, second is Big Bad Whammo. At the rail, third is Q Cobra Jet. On the outside, fourth is Vel Lickety Split. At the rail, fifth is Collation. Sixth is Union Station, and the last horse is Grand Old Party. As they head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Hank Levan has Undeterred on top by 2.5 lengths. Racing second is Big Bad Whammo, driven by Pierce Henry. Third is Q Cobra Jet, driven by David Justice. Fourth, it is Collation, driven by Drew Neal. Fifth is Vel Lickety Split, driven by Wyatt Farmer. Sixth is Union Station, driven by Kyle Ladd. The last horse, Grand Old Party, driven by Lucas Gillum. First quarter paced in 28 3/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, that's still Undeterred by 2 lengths over Big Bad Whammo. Q Cobra Jet is in there third. Racing fourth as they race down to the half, it's Collation. Moving along fifth is Vel Lickety Split. Sixth is Union Station, and trailing is Grand Old Party. Past that half-mile mark, that's Undeterred by 2 lengths over Big Bad Whammo. First half paced in 57 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch Undeterred. Closing in a wee bit second is Big Bad Whammo. Third is Q Cobra Jet. Fourth is Collation. Moving up fifth is Union Station. Sixth along the rail is Vel Lickety Split, and the last horse, Grand Old Party. Going to the 3/4 mile mark. Pierce Henry is out and on the move with Big Bad Whammo, but Undeterred answers the call and paces right on. 3/4 in 127 4/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Undeterred along the rail and Big Bad Whammo on the outside. They're only heads apart as they turn for home. And now Kyle Ladd pops out of that 3-hole with Union Station as they race for home. That's Union Station and Big Bad Whammo and Vel Lickety Split closing fast on the outside. It's Union Station and Vel Lickety Split. It's Union Station. Vel Lickety Split up for place. Looked like Collation got up for show. A mile in 158 1/5.
158 1 for your winner, Union Station. Sat back in the mid-pack and watched the dueling leaders get tired.
Yeah, they got tired, yes.
Do that to get into a half at 57 here at a county fair track. And
28 3, 57, 27 4, home 58 1. Kyle Ladd, Union Station. Jacob Baird trains a 9-year-old bay-gutted son of Some Beach Somewhere. Third win of the season. Earnings now for Union Station will go over $200,000 lifetime. Notice Kevin Sittebush is watching. He's from Lima. He helps with the races at the Allen County Fair. He's at Northfield Park tonight. And
Union Station wins, doesn't want to pull up now.
He is ready to go another.
Yeah. I think if you watch the replay, you'll see that Kyle had a hard time keeping off the helmet. I think it was Wyatt Farmer in front of him. So,
oh yeah, he's gonna whole nother circuit just about.
Jacob Baird is the owner trainer from Mount Blanchard, Ohio. I believe that's up near Findlay, Ohio.
Yes.
Third win on 21 starts this season. we mentioned earlier, 232nd career start.
Jacob drives quite a bit at Northfield Park. That's where he could be tonight. Is it Buckeye Stallion Series?
Buckeye Stallion 3-year-old colt trot is at Northfield Park. Kyle Ladd got the horse turned around. That's good news.
Yes. His third win of the season, 21st in his career.
Back into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Mount Blanchard, Ohio, comes number 5, Union Station. Owned and trained by Jacob Baird and driven to victory this evening by Kyle Ladd. And Union Station picks up his second win in the Signature Series here for 2025.
Some tired arms, Kyle might.
Let's really hear it here for Jacob Baird, Kyle Ladd, and Union Station, the winner of the Jim Ellis Memorial here for 2025. Here are the official placings for race 9 from the top. Number 1, Q Cobra Jet was 6th. Number 2, Undeterred was 5th. Number 3, Big Bad Whammo was 4th. Number 4, Vel Lickety Split was 2nd. Number 5, Union Station was the winner. Number 6, Collation was 3rd. And number 7, Grand Old Party was 7th. Time of the first quarter was 28 3/5. The half was in 57 seconds. The 3/4 in 127 3/5, with a mile in 158 1/5. From the top it should read 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 7 on the bottom. The mile in 158 1/5.
Kyle Ladd and Jacob Baird won at the Signature Series at Paulding with this one. So 2 Signature Series wins. They get points throughout the year. Final is at Delaware. So that brings us to the 10th and final.
Yes.
We'll talk about all 6 of these 2-year-old filly trotters after these messages.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Well, we're back here at the Logan County Fairground. Jay, 10th and final, 2-year-old filly trot. A field of 10. Tyler Bates trains and drives the 1, Milk Jack. Rashawn McKee of Swanton, Ohio. 2-year-old bay filly by In Range, just a $5,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. Second career start, started at Paulding, made a couple breaks, leaving the gate finish distance. That's the 1, Milk Jack.
Number 2, Hang Tight, Honey L. Hank Levan trains and drives this one, and Levan stables Dharma for Hurley Racing and Levan. This one is 3 wins in 4 starts. The race she didn't win, she was second, beaten only a length and a quarter. So this is a first crop daughter of In Range. Has a lifetime mark of 2:06.3 at Ottawa.
3, My Secret Money, Curtis Harper for Mike Sweeney. 2-year-old Bay filly by Ready for Money. Making her third start. Has a win and a second. 2:17-1 at Marion over a sloppy track. Earnings just a little over $2,000. That's the 3, My Secret Money.
Number 4 is Tom's Queen. Rosie Weaver trains, co-owns this long Tom filly with Heartland Acres and Cabby D. Drew Neal will make the decisions. One per start, and that was on top of the field at the top of the stretch. Broke stride, finished 4th at Marion. Before that, had broken equipment at Delaware in a qualifier.
Number 5, Poquito, Clifton Bell, Chris Beaver. 2-year-old Bay filly by Triumphant Caviar. Now this is a homebred. Beaver of Radner and J.S. Burnett and SJZ handler own. Third start for Poquito. Has a win, that win coming 4 back at Paulding, 2:13-3.
Rounding out the field is 6, starting from the second tier, Dublin's Dina. John Payne from Toledo, Ohio, owns, trains, and drives this Enterprise filly. Unfortunately has made breaks in all 4 charted lines. Broke in the only 2 per starts at Paulding and Marion. Poquito is Spanish for small, so we'll have to keep an eye on how big Poquito is in the post parade. Going through here, you're looking at some of the sires of the dams, and you have Father Patrick, Muscles Yankee, Chip Hip Chip Hooray, so all Hambletonian winners, and Chip Chip Hooray had some Ohio ties, correct? Eric Ledford trained or
yes.
drove
Chuck Sylvester.
Chuck Sylvester from Toledo.
Our printing postword for race 10. This is your getaway race for this evening's program. This is the 3rd division of the 2-year-old filly trot, going for a purse of $4,887. Number 1 is Mel Jack, owned by Sean McGee of Swanton, Ohio, trained and driven by Ty Bates. Number 2 is Hang Tight Honey L, owned by Levan Stables of Woodstock, Darmafall Racing Enterprises, Sylvania, Ohio, Hurley Racing of Dublin, Ohio, and Megan Levan of Woodstock, trained and driven by Hank Levan. Number 3 is My Secret Money, owned by Mike Sweeney of Delaware, Ohio, and Lemmer Racing LLC of Rockwood, Michigan, trained by Mike Sweeney, the driver Curtis Harper. Number 4 is Tom's Queen, owned by Heartland Acres of Walhonding, Ohio, Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, and Cabby D LLC of Hudson, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver Drew Neal. Number 5 is Poquito, owned by Chris Beaver of Radnor, Ohio, Jim Burnett of Wilmington, Ohio, and Steve Z. Handler of Worthington, Ohio, trained by Chris Beaver, the driver Clifton Bell. Number 6 is Dublin's Dina, owned, trained, and driven by John Payne of Toledo.
What'd you think of the 5, Poquito?
Anything looks small next to Clifton Bell. He's a big boy, but I didn't think he was
a
small
horse, but wasn't real
no,
small.
he wasn't not small enough. Maybe he's grown up a little. She's grown up a little.
By the 6, if you look down the way, he does look small compared to the 6 now.
I think Clifton Bell looks like he could be a fullback on the football team.
He's got speed. I think 2 years ago at Croton Fair, they wanted to have a running race on a Saturday afternoon there after the races. And I forget, there was a couple hundred got on the line, and I think Clifton won it.
Was there a cash prize?
Yes, there was a cash prize. He can leave the gate.
They were betting for real money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was when he said a couple hundred. I think it might have been like they were firing on it.
Yeah. All right. And back in the day, I guess Luke Ebersol was a cross country star for Sparta Highland, and so I said if the race was 3.1 miles, I'd probably go with Luke Ebersol. But in a sprint, I'll take Clifton. It looks like.
Back at it here tomorrow evening, post time at 6 with 13 races. Tomorrow morning at 11 from Wilmington to Clinton County Fair, 16 at 11.
We get to 2-year-old colt trotters and pacers, and the 3-year-old colt pacers and trotters. So Philly Day today, the colts are tomorrow. Was there a cameraman division of the running races at Croton?
Absolutely not. You can see my physique right now from where you're sitting.
if someone's chasing me, maybe I would run.
Starter Mike
for a little
Weltenberg just sent a text, said his Gates will be starting 79 races tomorrow. That's a lot of races.
Because of the rainouts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 2 double headers, I'm sure, in here.
They're off and trotting. The first horse away is Hang Tight Honey L. Dropping in their second is My Secret Money. On the outside third is Paquito. Moving up fourth is Tom's Queen. At the rail fifth, that's Meljack. And the last horse is Dublin's Dina. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Hank Levan has Hang Tight Honey L on top by a length and a half. Trotting second is My Secret Money, driven by Curtis Harper. Third is Paquito, driven by Clifton Bell. Fourth is Tom's Queen, driven by Drew Neal. Now fifth, now fourth, and going after the leaders is Dublin Dina, driven by John Payne. The last horse is Meljack, driven by Ty Bates.
33 and 3/5.
First quarter trotted in 33 and 3/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, that's Hang Tight on the L with the lead. A length back second on the outside is Dublin's Dina. My Secret Money, third along the rail. Tom's Queen moves up fourth. Fifth at the rail is Paquito, and moving up sixth is Meljack. 6 fillies well bunched as they come to the half-mile mark. That's Dublin's Dina on the outside with the lead. At the rail second is Hang Tight Honey L. My Secret Money right there third. Tom's Queen fourth. Fifth, Paquito. The last horse, Meljack. First half trotted in 104 and 3/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. Sticking her nose out in front on the outside is Dublin's Dina, but now regaining lead along the rail is Hang Tight Honey L. Racing third is My Secret Money. Paquito is fourth. Meljack is fifth, and Tom's Queen trails. Going to the 3/4 mile mark. That's Hang Tight Honey L now by 1 length. Dublin's Dina second is slipping through at the rail. Comes My Secret Money. Paquito is fourth. Then comes Tom's Queen and Meljack.
137.
3/4 and 137. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt, My Secret Money goes off stride. Let's Hang Tight Honey L by about 5 lengths. Dublin's Dina second. Along the rail third comes Paquito, and 3 wide comes Tom's Queen. As they race toward home, that's Hang Tight Honey L, Tom's Queen, and Paquito. It's going to be Hang Tight Honey L, and here they all come. Tom's Queen up for place with Paquito for show. 207 and 2/5.
207 and 2 for your winner. Hang Tight Honey L. Hank Levan picks up his 4th driving and 4th training win of the evening. Tell you, Tom's Queen took a bad step in the first turn, the second time by, and but made up a lot of ground there in the last 3/8 of a mile. So,
as you mentioned, Hang Tight Honey L, 4th up this season in 5 tries. 4th win for our leading driver at the fairs this year, Hank Levan. We look down the way, hard owners of this Teal Bay filly by In Range, Joe and Fran Darmafall, making their way across the track to the winner's circle.
They were one of the first people in the entire grandstand today when we got here.
They get around. 2-hour drive from the Toledo area.
Tell you what, my Secret Money was really coming down the backstretch right at the 3/4 pole, had a ton of trot, but kind of got jammed up there because couldn't get by. Dublin's Dina wasn't fading fast enough. And
when she was making her move, I looked at her line, and she had a qualifying time at Delaware on the 24th of June. Finished second, but timed in 2 minutes and 4/5.
Mike Sweeney trains at Delaware, native of Michigan. We start the day with the Levans in the winner's circle, and we end the day with the Levans in the kids are still running, so they haven't been worn out yet. "29 wins for Hank Levan, distancing himself by 7 over Drew Neal, who has 22.
Into the winner's circle, where the winners go. Coming in from Woodstock, Sylvania, and Dublin comes number 2, Hang Tight Honeyell. All by Levan Stables, Darmafall Racing, Hurley Racing, and Megan Levan, trained and driven to victory by Hank Levan. That's really here for the Levans and Darmafalls, and Hang Tight Honeyell, the winner of race 10.
A great night of racing
There are the
here.
official placings for race 10 from the top. Number 1, Maljack was 4th. Number 2, Hang Tight Honeyell was a winner. Number 3, My Secret Money was 6th. Number 4, Tom's Queen was 2nd. Number 5, Poquito was 3rd. And number 6, Dublin's Dina was 5th. Time of the first quarter was 33 3/5. The half was in 104 3/5. The 3 quarters in 137, with a mile in 207 2/5. From the top it should read 4:16 2:35, a mile in 207 2/5. Well, that
Great night of racing, Matt and Jay. Hank Levan, 4 winners on the night. Levan Stable itself got 4 wins. Just a 1/5 of a second off the track record earlier in the evening. The weather cooperated, no sun in our face. Actually a nice breeze right now.
And most importantly, a safe day of racing. There was no one seemed to have any issues, and
we're back at it here tomorrow evening with 13 races here at the Logan County Fair in Bellefontaine. We'll come on the air probably around 5:55, 13 big ones. If you want to watch harness racing, you can do it all day tomorrow. They'll be at the Clinton County Fair in Wilmington. 11 o'clock post time for today's card. And whenever they get done, tomorrow's card, I guess, will start at 11. Or the morning card at 11, the evening card at 5 is the scheduled post time. Noon post time at, where are we at? Rogers, where are we at tomorrow with Cortland? Cortland. I knew it started with a C. They have 9 in the afternoon, 5 o'clock post in the evening, I believe, with 12. So there'll be
racing racing at 11, 12, 5:30, 5:30, and 6.
Yep. You can start to watch the races at 11 and probably watch them till 9:30 in the evening, probably.
Now, 2 of them will be on YouTube, Matt?
They're all going to be on YouTube.
Okay.
Everything tomorrow is YouTube?
One, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We can only put one on Facebook.
You can only put one on Facebook.
So we'll see who goes first and what the weather's like and if there's any more delays and all that.
So, Matt, we can't thank you enough for everything you do. You got the thankless job of setting up and tearing down. You're here the first one here, and you're usually the last one to leave. So, hats off to you.
Thanks, Jay.
For Jay Wolf, Matt Clark, Doug Ballinger. So long from the Logan County Fair in Bellefontaine. Back here tomorrow night, post time at 6.